Good morning. This is the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. My name is David J. Burney.
I'm Brent Apperson. Good morning.
Real good-looking boys. Really? That was what you said about the breakfast show host?
Well, I'll just be honest with you. I had it all timed out to hit at 7:30.
Yeah.
Play the song in its entirety, time out at 7:30, and all of a sudden I'm listening and I'm like, that ain't going to time out right. So I don't know where I went wrong. But I had to do a fade of the song so that I could get to the breakfast show on time at 7:30, and I was trying to think of a creative way to do it, so that's what I came up with.
Well, I'm just going to say,
you don't think we're real good looking?
I think that's false advertising, but whatever works, right?
Yeah.
These days. Brent, I just want you to know this morning that you're going to have a great day.
I am. Well, I had a terrible day yesterday.
You did?
Facebook went down. I couldn't even concentrate.
Wow, I didn't know you were such a Facebooker.
I didn't even know it was down.
I didn't either. I heard it on the news like this was the end of the world. 6 hours without Facebook.
Oh, no.
Oh, my gosh. Well, they're back up now, and it was a self-inflicted wound, by the way. They were trying to change some things. Facebook, Instagram, Messenger, and WhatsApp were all out. Wasn't just Facebook.
Oh, okay. Didn't know that either.
Some people opened Twitter accounts because Twitter was up, and they just had to communicate.
Oh, wow.
They couldn't pick up the phone and call someone. They had to have a Twitter account, so they opened it up.
Wow.
Facebook has apologized for the issue, but has not explained what caused it, completely. They're kind of that way. Facebook only kind of tells you what they really want you to find out about them. Mm-hmm. For some people, it took the outage to realize just how much they spend on Instagram and such platforms. One guy joked, Instagram needs to be down more often. So maybe we had a little lesson there, a 6-hour lesson, but everybody...
You mean the world could go on if Facebook was down? The world went on? Wow.
They're not having a good week at Facebook. They had this outage, and now there's going to be testimony today in D.C. from a former employee, a whistleblower of Facebook, who, gosh, what a surprise. I think that it just is amazing to me that the folks in Washington will be just realizing today from this testimony that Facebook is really all about making money.
No.
Yes. And
really?
They make more money.
Boy, I didn't know that. Never would have dreamed that.
Yes. The more likes they get, the more money they make from their advertisers. And so it's better for Facebook when there's bad news or controversial news or even news that's not real that upsets people, because then they make more money.
Oh,
I can't.
Man.
Oh.
Boy.
We better stop.
Okay, let's move on.
Duh. Hey, let's celebrate some birthdays today.
Well, sure.
Local birthdays, first of all. Teresa Brunken.
Happy birthday.
Now, I believe Teresa and Butch moved to closer to their daughter, so after all these years, they're not in Kansas anymore or Nebraska. They're somewhere else. But I hope she's listening or gets word that we've wished Teresa Brunken a happy birthday. She is a wonderful person. Also, Denise Russell today, celebrating her birthday. You might remember Denise as our chamber director for a number of years. She worked for KN Gas for many years. She's also married to a stud. Casey Bickford is celebrating a birthday today. And Scott Prickett. Now, Scott.
I remember Scott.
Scott was alumni of Broken Bow and also coach of the American Legion baseball team for a number of years. And he has kids growing up and playing baseball just like he did, and football.
I was told not to do this, but I'm going to do this whole thing. It's easier to get forgiveness than permission.
Okay, Bob, go ahead.
My wife's having a birthday today, so happy birthday to Shelley.
29.
Yep,
You
going on 30.
robbed the cradle, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
Also, happy birthday, Shelley.
Yeah.
Lori, now I always get this last name. Help me with this. Is it
Okay.
Rasicky or Rasicky? It's Racicky.
For sports, we've usually said Rasiski.
Rasiski. All right. Lori Fenton. Now I know that part. Lori Fenton Rasiski. Is that correct?
Sounds close enough
Okay.
to me,
I
yeah.
always get it wrong.
Yeah. I hope I'm not leading you astray on that, but
No, I don't think so. Lori, of course, has her own business down there and with the other partner in Ansley.
oh yeah,
Boutique.
the boutique there, yeah.
Happy birthday to you folks. You are celebrating your birthday today with Kate Winslet, Oscar-winning actress, is 46 today. She played Rose in the hit movie Titanic.
Yes, she did.
Boy, did she ever. Steve Miller, 78 today.
Really?
Yep.
All right. Hey, let's play some Steve Miller if
We
we
should
got
do
time.
that. Hall of Fame classic rocker, space cowboy on his birthday.
Big old jet airliner.
Liner, yeah.
Don't care
Sir Bob
too far
Geldof
away.
is 70 today, singer and activist, the former frontman for the Boomtown Rats and founder of Live Aid. And Brian Johnson, 74 today. You can shake him all night long, lead singer and songwriter for AC/DC. And those are some of the birthdays that are being celebrated across the world in our nation and right here at home. And there's others, of course, that are celebrating birthdays today. Lots of birthdays in October. We're going to a birthday party or two tonight.
Are you?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Lots of people born in the fall, which is nice time of the year to be born.
Yes.
Way to go, Shelley.
There you go.
All right. It's World Teachers Day today, by the way.
Good.
Yep. Got to have those teachers. A good teacher can change a young person's life, no doubt about it. It's also World James Bond Day.
James Bond Day.
Yes.
All right.
Now, of course, there's a new movie out that's just killing it. Hasn't even been released all across the world yet and setting new records. The new James Bond movie that's out right now, just coming out. But it goes back a ways. The James Bond stories, well, marks almost 60 years of movies based on Ian Fleming's spy novels. The first James Bond film, Dr. No, opened in London on this day in 1962. The first book, Casino Royale, was published in 1953. And there have been, 4 or 5 different James Bonds actors that have played James Bond over the years. They've all been pretty good.
I was wondering how many there have been. At least 5 or 6, if not even more than that.
I saw a special, and I think it's maybe 5.
Is it?
Yeah, maybe 4 or 5, yeah. And some of them said they'd never do it again and come back and did another one.
Yeah.
It's quite lucrative.
Yes. Yeah. The current James Bond is Daniel Craig, and this is his last movie as James Bond.
Yeah,
is
he
that
said
right?
that's it.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, and he didn't think he'd do another one, although I did read where he got kind of emotional when they finally ended the film. They've been filming it for quite a long time, and how much he enjoyed working with this crew and all the special effects people and so forth. And he plays a bit more of a serious James Bond. He doesn't play, some of the kind of humor that's in some of the old James Bond, like the martini joke and all that. He doesn't go for that. This is more of a super action film. So it's doing, I've got a story on it here. It's doing fantastic.
Good. I can't wait to see it.
It's gonna be good.
I love the James Bond movies.
I bet you it shows up here in Broken Bow and Cozad. What do you bet?
I bet so. In fact, I'm not so sure it's not showing up this weekend, actually.
We'll check into that later. We got a lot of guests today.
I saw that.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun show. Aeroseed, Big Iron Auction Company, Click Family Healthcare, Doc Jacobson will be in. Healing Hearts and Families on our schedule today. And Nebraska Owners Insurance Agency, where Liana is heading that up. And, of course, she's hotter than a plate of lasagna, and she rocks like Nirvana. Chips, no dip. He's hip. He knows all about insurance and other things in life as well. Don't know for sure if both of them will be in, but we'll have representation from Nebraska Owners Insurance Agency. Very important day today. National Do Something Nice Day.
Oh, good. Yeah, do something nice.
So-
do something nice for somebody.
That's why I know you're going to have a great day, because I'm going to be especially nice to you today.
Are you?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Make someone's day by holding the door open for them, something that used to be done all the time.
Yeah.
Tipping a little extra when you get your meal today at the restaurant would be nice. What else could you do?
Now, see, you just said that you're going to be nice to me.
Mhm.
That's really not what this day is.
Yeah,
It says do something nice
or
for somebody.
giving a compliment,
Oh,
a proper compliment that doesn't make you look dumb when you give it, and really isn't one.
oh. Well, you're pretty good at those.
Oh, thank you, Brent. All right, so what do you want to do? You got some school lunch menus today?
Yeah, I have a few.
Oh, you want to
Yep.
you want to run through those real quick?
I can.
You want to
have
divide
a,
them up?
Well, you have a batch right there by your side there.
You know, batch. I haven't heard that word for a long time. That's
Oh,
really
haven't-
cool the way
Yeah,
you said that.
well,
That's
you bet,
great.
Dave.
Nice
See, I did
job.
something nice for you. I divided all of these up and had them setting right there
Thank
for
you
you.
so much. That was
See?
so kind of you.
I did that without even knowing it was Do Something Nice Day.
That is special.
You want me to start?
No, I want to start first because I want you to just take a little break.
Well, thanks, Dave.
At Thedford today, they're having shredded beef, mashed potatoes, green beans, and a dinner roll.
SEM today. Meatballs and mashed potatoes on the lunch menu today at SEM.
Sandhills Dunning, cream chicken over biscuits and mixed vegetables.
Loop City today. Rib ready or chicken strips with oven potatoes at Loop City.
At Litchfield, tater tot casserole.
Gothenburg today. Sloppy Joe's, buffalo chicken Alfredo pizza, or pizza Italian sub. The choices at Gothenburg today.
Oh, good. We have a Kozad menu. Today they're having grilled ham and cheese sandwiches, peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, sandwich with, peanut butter and jelly sandwich with cheese stick, and also baked beans and chilled fruit and much more.
All right. Callaway today. Fish sticks on the lunch menu today at Callaway.
At Arnold, chicken fajitas, fruit, vegetables, and milk. Good morning, Becky, blue-eyed Becky. I miss you.
Broken Bow today. Cheeseburger, pepperoni pizza stuffed sandwich, fresh baked turkey and cheese sub, or fajita salad with tortilla chips on the menu today at Broken Bow Middle and High School.
And Selma Myrna Public Schools, hot pepperoni subs, cheeseburger, taco salad with tortilla chips, vegetables, fruit, and milk.
And at Ansley today, pizza on the lunch menu at Ansley.
You know, I might say, even though that KBBN shirt is slightly faded, it just looks really good on you.
I've had this one for a long time.
That is one sharp shirt.
We got newer ones, but I think my newer one is still hanging in a closet somewhere at some hotel.
Oh, no.
Yeah. I got back from state baseball, and all of a sudden I realized I didn't have my more up-to-date Casey and I KBBN shirt. So I went back to the older ones.
Well, you know what? If we're going to have a meeting today at 1 o'clock, staff meeting that we have once a week, if the numbers are good, the sales girls are doing a great job. If the numbers are good, maybe we could just maybe order up you one to replace that one you left in the hotel room.
Wow, that'd be nice.
But we'll see. We'll
But
have to
that's
look
also pressure, too, because then I'll be nervous if, that I leave it somewhere else.
Well, that's true. Well, you can't leave it there, Brent. I'm not being, I'm not coming down on you here.
Okay,
But,
all right.
we all make mistakes. Don't worry about it. That highly, sought-after shirt that you left behind, which is quite expensive, don't feel bad about it. It's okay.
Well, I was kind of hoping maybe the hotel people would come across it and just send it
Well, sometimes they will.
to me because,
or call
I mean,
you.
it said KCNI KBBN right on it, but they probably have no idea where KCNI KBBN is.
There might be one of the cleaning staff that's wearing a KCNI KBBN shirt.
Maybe. That's good advertising.
That
So
would
that's
be
fine.
nice. Yeah, especially if they knew where we were from.
Yeah.
Let's play the game real quick, shall we?
We can,
no, go
sure.
ahead and you were getting ready to have a sip of
No,
coffee.
that's all right.
Just go on and enjoy it.
No, it's time to work.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Okay. Final question on the Chevrolet here.
Oh, good.
On September 29th, 1966, the Camaro was introduced by Chevrolet, so we've been asking some questions to see how well you know Chevy. Here's your final question of the set. What notorious Chevrolet car had a rear engine? What notorious Chevrolet car had a rear engine? Dave's raising his hand. He knows. Here's your choices: the Suburban, the Nomad, the Corvair, or the Malibu. What notorious Chevrolet car had a rear engine? The Suburban, the Nomad, the Corvair, or Malibu? If you know, call us at 872-2801. Ask anyone in the county to name the specialty at the Tumbleweed Cafe, and you probably won't get the same answer from any two people. And here's the reason. They don't specialize on one or two dishes. They go all the way to make every item on their home-cooked menu the very best. Add to that the cheerful and relaxed atmosphere, the friendly but courteous service, and you're sure to love your experience there every time. Located on East Highway 2 in Broken Bow, it's the Tumbleweed Cafe.
We have the pleasure of having R.P. Smith on the line here this morning. R.P., how are you?
I'm good. How are you guys doing?
We're doing pretty good, and just so you know, it's National Do Something Nice Day. So if you get a chance, you're always nice, but if you get a chance, maybe open a door for a lady or make a compliment to someone just to kind of honor the day, if you would.
I'll say something kind to the cows as they walk by.
Oh, nice. Yeah, there you go.
Couldn't hurt.
All right,
No, I didn't.
All right, RP, here's your question today. What notorious Chevrolet car had a rear engine? Was it the Suburban, the Nomad, the Corvair, or the Malibu?
I believe that would be the Corvair.
You got it. And because you've answered correctly, we have for you a certificate that'll get you a free tumbleweed meal at the Tumbleweed Cafe right here in Broken Bow.
I love Tuesdays. Thank you very much.
You bet.
Thank you, R.P. Hey, R.P., I know that things have loosened up out there from a year or so ago. Are you getting out and doing some poetry on the road?
Well, this week is going to be good. I'm opening for the Barge Wranglers down at the Merriman Theater in Kearney on Thursday, and that's kind of their farewell tour.
Oh.
And then our 30th annual Old West Days Cowboy Poetry Gathering up at Valentine is this weekend.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah.
And this is kind of feeling like, things are maybe getting back to normal. It's definitely been a lot slower, but people are kind of excited to be getting out, and so am I.
You bet. You bet. Well, good luck with those, and
Thank you.
check in with us again sometime. Appreciate it.
All right. I appreciate you guys. You do
All
a
right.
great job.
Thanks a lot. All right, and be sure and check out RP on Sundays. We have RP on Sunday mornings, have for a number of years now, and he has some thoughts on a Sunday morning and some poetry about mid-morning, and it's always good. RP has that on our station. I think he's also on KRVN and some others, so it's great to have RP on the air this morning. Congratulations to the folks at Mills Hardware in Arnold. I see on the front page of the Arnold Sentinel, they've got a big picture here celebrating 25 years in business at Mills Hardware. And they've been at this location for a while now that they built right on Highway 92. A number of years ago, they were at the old John Deere Implement Building and expanded there from Baumberger's, where the coffee shop is now. That was the hardware store for a number of years there on Main Street. and they bought that and expanded once, and now they just continue to grow there. Congratulations to the Mills family at Mills Hardware in Arnold, Nebraska. They've been doing a great job there. If you ever want to go into a store that's got everything, that's the one to go into. They've got everything right there in Arnold, Nebraska. Congratulations. Logan is here from Arrow Seed in Broken Bow, Nebraska, right on time. Good morning, Logan.
Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good.
What's going on?
Well, I heard earlier you were talking about Brent's KBVN shirt. Must have had it for a while.
Yeah, I'd had it for a while. Yeah, not nearly long enough, and then I lost it. Yeah.
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 So I was going through some stuff in my garage this weekend.
Yeah.
And I don't know when you guys would have done it, but you guys had promotional blindfolds made. I don't know when that would have been.
Trying to remember. I
Don't
don't know.
recall.
That may have been before my time.
I was going to put it on, but I just couldn't see myself wearing it.
Let me just have a drink of coffee there.
I think I'm going to have a drink of coffee, too.
So
Show's all yours, Logan. Go ahead.
perfect.
Hey, Logan.
Hi.
I was in your store the other day. It was good to see you.
You were.
And you guys were rocking. You were busy, and this was like, I don't know, 9, 10 o'clock in the morning.
It was a pretty steady day yesterday.
One of the things that I noticed, you've got something like that's going out the door like crazy, is the insect killer that you've talked about for a number of years here. People are coming in by the groves to get that.
Yes, Tempo.
Tempo, yeah.
Yep. It was a really up-tempo day yesterday for Tempo.
It was going out the door, wasn't it?
It was. It was flying out the door, which is kind of funny because it prevents things from flying into your doors.
Does it prevent? Honestly, does it help against flies at all, too?
It does.
Oh, man.
Yep.
The fly, I don't know about anybody else's house, but the flies have just been absolutely uncontrollable the last
Those
few days.
and the little gnats.
Those little gnats.
The little gnats that apparently just hatched on Sunday.
They did.
So
We're in the yard, and all of a sudden you were getting all these little gnats that kind of bite.
Yeah, just a little tiny.
Flies and gnats.
Yep.
Tempo is available at Arrow Seed in Broken Bow, but go there soon. I know you mentioned to your mom, I guess, that there was some more in stock, but I got a feeling they might not be around very long.
Yeah, we'd been waiting for a while to get it, and then we finally get it, and it's going like hotcakes.
All right, get in soon to Arrow Seed for Tempo, and you mix that with water. It's very concentrated.
It is. I think it's 4 to 6 milliliters per gallon of water.
Lasts you forever.
So yes, and I think you've bought some in the past.
I use it up at the transmitter shack. Put it around the edge of the walls and takes care of the flies and bugs that somehow get in there, which can actually do a lot of damage to a transmitter when the flies it's warm inside that machine, and they'll get in there and really gum things up. So it's important to control them, and Tempo helps.
It does. So yeah, and this is the time of year that it's starting to cool down, which is awesome. I'd rather have it cool down than be 110 degrees for a week.
Yeah.
But that being said, everything that's outside, all the bugs that have been like, oh, this is the best summer ever. This is awesome out here. We're gonna make more of us, and then we're just gonna cause problems. Then they try to get inside.
Yeah. And that's
because
what
it's
they're doing.
warm.
They kind of know when. It's 39 or 38 degrees here this morning. When it starts getting cold at night, they look for new places to go.
They do. Yeah. With that Tempo, it's got extremely long residual to it. So, it's not something you're going to have to apply every week.
Mm-hmm.
You apply it once in the spring and once in the fall, maybe midsummer if you got some other bugs that are making their presence known.
Mm-hmm.
But it lasts and it works.
And it doesn't seem to, you don't have to worry about, I don't. You think you want a dog to walk up and lick it when you first put it on, but once it's there, it doesn't seem to do any harm. Right?
No, and once it's dry, it's
they don't bother.
No, it's there. And it doesn't really have an odor to it. It's clear when you spray it, so it doesn't
leave any residue.
Yep.
Or you can't see it anyway.
Yeah, it leaves invisible residue.
Yeah, there you go. Invisible killer.
But it is safe. I believe it's FDA approved for industrial kitchens, indoors. It's extremely safe, but it's also extremely effective.
And the sticker price is a little shocking. It seems like a lot for no more than it's there. But when you're talking milliliters per gallon, gosh, plan on having it a while.
Yeah, I think we've been using the same one just in the retail store for like 3 years now.
So
You know, a little bit goes a long ways, and as long as you keep it from getting froze,
okay.
it'll last. It'll last forever.
Mine's out in the garage, which is not heated. Okay, moving along. You got a list of things there. Jump right in.
I do. So, you know, this cooler weather is pretty awesome. It'll make some of the headaches that people have had in their lawns start to disappear, which is good.
That's good.
You know, when it was super hot, super humid, just not nice outside, there was a lot of stuff going on in lawns that wasn't so good. You know, you're pouring the water to your grass and it's just barely growing, barely keeping up. You know, you might have some summer spot and some fungus issues. You know, right now you're probably having some dandelions decide to show themselves, some other broadleaf weeds, but you're also probably having some rust, especially in bluegrass.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just when that grass started slowing down when it was hot out. It hasn't been able to grow very quick, so that rust overtakes it because that grass isn't really growing, and it's also could be a sign of nitrogen deficiency. So with these cooler weather going on, you can knock out a lot of stuff in one application of fertilizer. We've got fertilizer that has the broadleaf weed killer in it, so you're going to take care of the dandelions and other broadleaves that are starting to appear again. You're also going to give some nitrogen to that grass to make it start growing. You're going to get rid of the rust if you have it.
All right.
So,
Check your lawn and check with Arrow Seed.
yes, absolutely.
All right.
The other thing we're starting to see is some damage in lawns from critters because they're going after bugs.
You mean the underground critters? Or
Underground and above
just-
ground.
and above. Okay.
You know, if you have bad grub problems, you'll attract other omnivores that are trying to come and get a quick bite to eat.
Mm-hmm.
You know, raccoons are the absolute worst. They will roll up sod that's got grubs in it and shred it, trying to find those grubs. So then you have these big old just mangled areas, but you can do away with that. You can either shoot the raccoons if you can find them.
It's hard to find during the daytime.
It is. But you can treat the grubs, get the grubs out of there, get that food source out of there, and they go elsewhere. The other one is skunks. Skunks absolutely love grubs as well.
So if you smell a skunk in your yard quite frequently, check your yard.
Yeah, you could. You know, skunks will leave kind of a cone-shaped hole, so they don't, you know, they don't have the little hands that
Right.
raccoons do. So the raccoons, they'll grab that sod that's got grubs underneath and just pull it like a carpet. Skunks will just dig like a cone. They just
Okay.
kind of dig, stick their nose down and find the grubs. You know, they don't do as much damage, but they're a heck of a lot smellier than a raccoon.
They are. Yeah.
So if you get rid of the grubs, you can alleviate some of those problems. I don't know that it'd be cost effective to treat the grubs right now. Just, you know, we're staring a killing freeze
Yeah.
in the face.
It's close.
It's getting to be about that time. I mean, we're almost in mid-October, and October just started.
Yep. It's gonna get here. We all know it. So
Yes.
that will solve some of the problems. But you kind of need a hard freeze to really do it.
Yep. You know, so you're kind of at that. You could treat them right now, or you could just kind of let nature play its course.
Okay.
It's probably a half dozen of one, 6 of the other.
Okay.
You know, the other thing that you can do is sign up for our 5-step lawn program, and we'll send out a card and say, hey, it's time to put on this application. Hey, it's time to put on this application. But we time those, like the grub control goes on the first part of July. And you can tell which yards have had a grub control application versus which yards have not, because it's pretty easy to tell the difference.
All right.
So
Okay. So yards are right now something we should be paying attention to. Do we have problems? If we have problems this fall, we're going to have problems next spring.
yep,
So we
exactly.
need to attack them now if we can.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
The other thing for, I guess, kind of both homeowners and farmers, cover crops. If I recall right, old Farmer Dave over here, he came and got a cover crop yesterday.
Hey,
I did, and I
nice.
put it in yesterday. And Logan recommended rye and clover.
Mm-hmm.
And I do owe you some money because I told my wife no more than that cost to cover our garden with the rye and the clover. The bag you put it in, probably, I don't think you figured the cost of the bag in on that.
No, I gave you the special price.
Gosh, that was, I put it, we raked it in, watered it, and going to keep water on it. I'm excited to see how soon it comes up.
Yep. I think I gave him the bag that we had some musk thistle seed in.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Can't
Oh,
wait to
thank you,
drive by
Logan.
and see his yard now.
Thank you. I'm excited about it. I think it's an experiment that we can all do in our gardens and understand more about what you're talking about out in the fields.
Exactly. You know, there's been a lot of stuff about soil health lately. Healthy soil equals healthy plants. You know, that healthy soil could come from a cover crop. It could come from just some different farming practices. But cover crops are kind of that stepping stone to get that healthy soil.
Yeah.
And if you can do it on a 160 acre pivot, why not on a 1/116th of an acre?
Well, it was highway robbery to cover my garden patch. It was $2 and some odd cents. And you know that is fantastic because you put that in the ground and you get nitrogen out of it. You get the cover. It holds the moisture for $2.
Yep.
Where are you going to get a deal like that?
You know, and you know, you're adding organic matter to the soil. The roots are creating new channels for your crop next year. You know, it's just like on the bigger scale.
Yep.
You're just trying to help your next crop.
And we're excited because we'll have that now. Next to that, you've got us involved in planting wildflowers next to the garden. We still have bees working on those flowers. And so we're excited next year to have the rye and the clover enhance the ground and have the bees, butterflies, and everything right next to the garden for pollination.
Yep.
It's going to be fun.
And if you do it right, you won't have to till anything up next spring. You can just kill out that rye and clover when it's just a few inches tall and plant right into it. And that leaves a nice mulch for the majority of the season, or a nice cover. So you'll have a lot less weed competition. You know, obviously it's going to catch moisture over the wintertime and early spring. It's just plant something there so Mother Nature doesn't plant something you don't want.
Right. Also on the wildflowers area, how do you handle that? You let that sit over winter as well, then do you maybe clip it off in the spring? Or?
Yeah, or you could, you know, once it dies this fall after a killing frost, you can mow it down and shred it and get it cleaned up a little bit.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
All right.
So
Right. And so
that's-
that's going to be kind of fun. Looking forward to that one. Other people can do that on a small or larger scale. What's guys planting in the out in the country right now?
had to think of what you're going to say there.
As far as cover crops.
Yep, a lot of cover crops going in. We're doing a lot of mixes right now of your winter small grains. So that'd be rye, triticale, wheat, barley, that type of stuff. There's a fair amount of vetch going in with those. So vetch is a nitrogen-producing legume.
Okay.
So it just kind of helps replenish some of the nitrogen in the soil for your next crop. You know, obviously going in after soybeans, probably not going to need that because soybeans are a legume. They produce their own nitrogen. But if you're going in after corn that has taken a lot of nitrogen out, you're probably going to want to put a legume of some sort in there, depending on what your next crop will be.
Okay. All right.
So
we're going to run out of time. In fact, we're over time. But one of the things I noticed in the store yesterday, some great bird feeders. Looking at the grills there, all the seasonings for all the different jerkies and different things that people are going to be looking to make here going into the fall and hunting season. It's all there.
Yep, and I would suggest if you are into your own food processing, your big game meat, jerky, snack sticks, summer sausage, that type of stuff, I would suggest maybe coming in and getting some now, because unfortunately, just like everything else, once I'm out of some stuff, the turnaround time to get it is
unknown,
is a big question mark.
Yeah. I think you better get in and get that. Also, Becky's got flags there, and I think that she was selling some furniture yesterday. There's all that side of it that Becky's taking care of, and other folks in the store helping because it was busy. Arrow Seed, 5.5 days a week. If I said 7 days a week, Logan would have croaked.
Definitely not 7 days a week.
You can't hunt and fish if you're working 7 days a week.
No.
So, sorry.
Yeah. No, we're Monday through Friday, 8 to 5:30, and Saturdays we're there 8 to noon.
And check the website out as well.
Absolutely. We do have a pretty good website, lots and lots of information on there.
All right. Thanks, Logan.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
News right after these words.
For those 62 years of age and for those that are handicapped or disabled regardless of their age, the Grand Generation Manor in Callaway has affordable housing available. An equal housing opportunity provider and employer. They're located at 200 South Grand Avenue in Callaway. The Grand Generation Manor.
There's a difference between treating the pain and treating the problem. At Pearson Physical Therapy, we strive to not only reduce your pain, but actually treat the underlying cause so that you remain pain-free, even after you finish physical therapy. If you're frustrated by pain that keeps coming back, Pearson Physical Therapy can give you the tools that will keep you moving pain-free. Call Pearson's in Broken Bow at 308-872-5800 or check us out on the web at pearsonpt.com. Get the treatment you need and the care you deserve at Pearson Physical Therapy.
You are listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Go, go, go! On KCNI, KPVN, Broken Bow, Nebraska.
CBS News Brief. As a Facebook whistleblower prepares to testify on Capitol Hill, this lawmaker says it's time to crack down on the social media giants.
They've made no meaningful reforms. They've done no disclosure. They've made no commitment to really take any meaningful action.
Connecticut Democratic Senator Richard Blumenthal. The Senate votes on the debt ceiling tomorrow. The Treasury Department warns if it isn't raised in the next couple of weeks, the U.S. could default on its loans for the first time in history. CBS's Nancy Cordes on what that could mean.
A debt default could drive the nation's credit rating down and interest rates up, and it's all completely avoidable. The two sides working together managed to raise the debt ceiling 3 times under President Trump.
Now, was it you?
This is Powerball. Good evening, America.
This was Powerball. After 40 drawings without a big Powerball winner, one winning ticket purchased in California scooped up the nearly $700 million jackpot last night. CBS News Brief, I'm Vicki Barker.
And now a look at state news. I'm Emily Barnett. Police responded to a 2-vehicle accident early yesterday morning. Omaha Police Department say they responded to a motorcycle and a truck crash on Northwest Radial and Nicholas. Authorities say the Harley-Davidson, driven by 34-year-old Pedro Flores, was southbound, while the Toyota Tundra, driven by 60-year-old Mark Simmons, was eastbound on Nicholas. Police say Simmons was stopped at the stop sign, then proceeded into the intersection, hitting Flores. Officials say Flores was pronounced dead at the scene by Omaha Fire Department medics. Flores was wearing a Department of Transportation-approved helmet. Authorities say that Simmons was uninjured, and the crash remains under investigation. Nebraska Congressman Jeff Fortenberry says he's the subject of a sham federal investigation. According to a fundraising page that has reportedly been removed but can still be found in web searches, the longtime 1st District representative writes, quote, President Biden's FBI is using its unlimited power to prosecute me on a bogus charge. The news agency Axios is reporting that a Fortenberry spokesperson says the investigation centered around illegal campaign contributions by a Lebanese-Nigerian billionaire to a number of congressional Republicans. At the same time, Fortenberry denies any wrongdoing. Unlike swamp creature Nancy Pelosi, I'm a principled conservative who has never abused my seat in Congress to get wealthy, he writes. On the fundraising page, Fortenberry added, quote, and right now I'm facing the deep state's bottomless pockets, so please chip in a generous gift today to help me win this major fight. First elected in 2004, Fortenberry was reelected in November with 59% of the vote. The 1st District stretches across much of east central Nebraska and includes the towns of Lincoln and Norfolk. And over the weekend, an annual Life Chain demonstration took place in Norfolk, along with other communities nationwide demonstrating against abortion. And in Lincoln, they're getting a taste of the 90s next summer. New Kids on the Block is bringing its mixtape tour to Lincoln alongside special guests Salt-N-Pepa, Rick Astley, and En Vogue. The Lincoln date is scheduled for Saturday, June 11th at Pinnacle Bank Arena.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Brian Fenley.
Justin Herbert had 3 touchdowns for the Chargers as they win at home against the Raiders 28-14 in Monday Night Football as LA improves to 3-1 on the season. And a now 3-way tie in the AFC West for first. Raiders are also 3-1. So are the Denver Broncos. Afterwards, Raiders head coach John Gruden using some boxing references to describe his team's lackluster play.
We cannot come out and take that many punches in the first round, and that was ridiculous tonight. They got on us, and they got after us in all 3 phases, and we found a way to make it a football game and give ourselves a chance, but it's just too hard in this league against good teams.
There was also a weather delay. Lightning pushed the kickoff time back 35 minutes here in indoor SoFi Stadium. 49ers head coach Kyle Shanahan is saying that quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo has a chance of playing this weekend despite hurting his calf last weekend.
Here's your weatherology forecast. High temperatures working up to 80 for today. We'll see lots of sun. Then for tonight, mostly clear skies, a low of 44. Wednesday's high temperatures working up into the mid-70s with abundant sunshine, and into Thursday, still lots of sun, high of 77. Friday's high temperatures climbing up into the lower 80s with sunny to partly cloudy skies. For the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Michael Carroll.
Maybe this is you too. A lot of people do not like their health plan right now, and they're worried they're stuck with it. One that costs too much or doesn't meet their needs, or for whatever reason, they're just not happy with it. If that is you, some great news. There really is another choice. It's called Medi-Share, and it's such a great option, especially if you're self-employed, changing jobs, or part of the gig economy. Here's what you get when you switch to Medi-Share. First, huge savings. The typical family saves $500 a month. You also get a massive doctor network, or you can just use the doctor of your choice, or Medi-Share's free 24/7 telehealth option. And you get to be part of something you can believe in. Medi-Share is a community of Christians who share each other's healthcare bills. No wonder Medi-Share gets double the customer satisfaction ratings compared with typical health insurance. So no, you are not stuck. You've got a great alternative. Call now. 866-88-BIBLE. That's 866-88-BIBLE. 866-88-BIBLE.
Currently, it's 38 degrees, so it's a degree lower than it was overnight. Under a clear sky, winds northwest 3 to 5. Let me try that again. 3 to 5, not 3 to 5. Barometric pressure is at 30.24, now rising. Humidity at 90%. High yesterday here at the studio, 79. It was just over 80 out at the airport yesterday. Let me write that down. Overnight low of 39. You mind if I write that down?
No.
Does it bother you at all?
No, it doesn't bother me at all. Would
actually,
you like me to write it down for you? It's Do Something Kind Day.
Well, I appreciate that offer very much. That means a lot to me, but I think I've got it handled.
Okay.
Appreciate it. So, high yesterday of 79, overnight low of 39. Sun set today at 7:15. Is that right? Sun rise tomorrow at 7:40.
Okay.
7:15 is, whew. That seems a little early, but maybe not.
Well, just wait. It's going to get a lot earlier. Well, an hour earlier in a few weeks, right?
November. Yeah, they've waited till November this year.
Oh, November is when we set the clocks back.
That's what my wife told me.
Oh, really? Okay.
She keeps me informed on the Boston Red Sox and daylight savings time.
Red Sox tonight. Red Sox Yankees. 1-game playoff.
1-game shootout tonight.
Oh, wow. Who's pitching? Do we know?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm sure you could call my wife at the house and she could tell you.
Joan, if you're listening, text me. I want to know who's pitching.
I bet you it's coming to you right now. All right. We got work to do.
Okay.
I want to talk a little bit about Ansley Lumber while we have a moment here.
Let's do that.
Heidi and Brian and Tim, and they may have other crew members there that we don't know about. because they're a growing business on the main street of Ansley, Nebraska. Ansley, America. And they have actually both sides of the street occupied. They have the original lumber yard across the street. They renovated a building across the street to make a display room and planning room for your projects. Paints on display, siding on display. They store shingles over there. They got it going on at Ansley Lumber and Supply. And this time of year, we can squeeze a few projects yet outside that we've been working on, get those done, and then maybe make plans to do some painting and fix up on the inside, or maybe adding something on to your home or your garage. They can help you with all of that, your business as well.
Yep, they sure can. And as we go through the fall and start to get prepared for the winter coming up, don't forget about their blow-in insulation machine. If you need to add some insulation, you can do it through Ansley Lumber and Supply. Just order the blow-in insulation right there at Ansley Lumber, and then they'll let you use their blow-in insulation machine. It's super quiet and easy to use, comes with a trailer to haul to the site, and it's free to use with purchase of insulation through Ansley Lumber and Supply. And, of course, they got everything you need, folks. Premium lumber to metal for metal buildings, GAF shingles. They got the Benjamin Moore paint. They offer whole new home building packages, and they're willing to deliver. So just give them a call at 935-1815, or better yet, stop by Ansley Lumber and Supply, locally owned and operated right there in downtown Ansley. They're open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5:30, open on Saturday from 8 until noon.
Thank you, Brent. I'm still trying to get the chat box to work, and when I check chimneys, it takes me to another object.
They're so, I don't know what it is, but every time you try to get into the chat box, they are concerned that you are a robot.
Yeah, I'm going to get a robot.
Have you done something to make the computer think you're a robot? Because
I don't have a record.
You really struggle trying to get into the chat box, and it's all because they're afraid you're a robot.
I don't have a criminal record or anything. Please try again, it says. Cars. Took me to cars.
Well, just click on all the cars. That's all it wants you to do.
I do, and then now it's giving me like pictures that are fuzzy. So I just click them all. Click every darn one of them.
Don't do that. If you click every one, then that means you're clicking some that aren't cars, and then they're afraid you're a robot. Because a robot can't apparently tell the difference.
I'm not having Jeremy come in and do this one. This is ridiculous. This is just a matter of putting check marks on boxes of pictures.
You want me to see if I can do it? I'd like to do something nice for you. It is do something nice day.
Well, speaking of doing something nice.
Yes.
Let's just talk a little bit about what's going on at the Bonfire Grill on Thursday of this week.
Sure.
This is a very, very nice thing that's going on Thursday, a fundraiser that you can be a part of, folks.
Yes, the Bonfire Grill is going to present a day for the Bissonette family. Unfortunately, we lost James a few days ago, and so they are doing a special event for the Bissonette family, and this is going to be Thursday, October 7th in Broken Bow. You are invited to stop by the bonfire and eat and drink all day into the evening, and 100% of the proceeds raised during the day. So everything they basically sell, food and drink, they're going to donate right back to the family of James Bissonette. Eat at the bonfire anytime on this Thursday and help the Bissonettes in this very difficult time. Also, as many of us know, James was a very active member of the Broken Bow Volunteer Fire Department. So the Broken Bow Volunteer Fire Department will be joining the bonfire team from 5 until 7 on Thursday evening as honorary waiters and bartenders. So save the date and plan to eat well for a great cause on October 7th at the Bonfire Grill in Broken Bow. And they are encouraging you, if you come out on Thursday to participate in this, please bring cash if you could. It's just going to be a lot easier for them to donate the proceeds back if you pay in cash on that day. So we encourage you to do just that.
All right. I should note, too, the only money that will not be donated from that is sales tax on the actual alcoholic drinks because they, by law, have to forward that money to the government. Everything else, 100%. I don't know if you've ever heard of that before, but that's pretty amazing.
It sure is, yes.
Speaking of amazing, the amazing Mark Stock is on the line.
Well, fantastic.
With Big Iron Auction Company. We're going to visit with Mark right after these messages.
The Fox Theater invites you to Broken Bow or Cozad for a night at the movies. To keep up with what's showing and what's around the corner, go to watchthefox.com. Fridays are new movie day, and don't forget that the Fox Theater is open daily. Have an event, celebration, or meeting you need a site for? Ask them about theater rental, with or without concessions and a movie. Gift cards to the Fox are perfect gifts any time of the year. The Fox Theater in Broken Bow and Cozad. Visit watchthefox.com. That's watchthefox.com.
Fraudulent activity is on the rise, and fraudsters seem to be working overtime. Bruning Bank is dedicated to keeping you safe. Remember, never give out your personal information, click on unsolicited links, or rely solely on caller ID as it can be spoofed. Keep your information safe by monitoring your account transactions with mobile or online banking and set up customized alerts with Notify. If you believe you have been targeted by fraudulent activity, we are here to help. Learn more about fraud safety at bruningbank.com or visit any Bruning Bank location. Bruning Bank, member FDIC.
The Callaway Good Life Center offers a facility with the comforts of home. Services include skilled nursing care, long-term care, respite care, and more. Callaway Good Life Center is a great place to work, offering competitive wages. Call 836-2267 for more information.
8:22. Let's go to the phone. Mark Stock is on the line. Good morning, Mark. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing fantastic. How are you doing?
We're doing great on this Tuesday. Can you believe the weather here lately? It's just been beautiful.
Tell you what, we're going to have, I hope, a quick and easy harvest with these warmer temperatures drying down all the corn and getting all the beans in good shape to get harvested out. So, you know, everybody always likes to think of Halloween as a great holiday, but I heard a lot of people saying they hope to be done harvesting by Halloween. Well, ever since I was a little kid, Thanksgiving was always the D-Day, and sometimes it was my mom's birthday, December the 10th. So you just never knew. But, you know, with today's big machinery and 12-row corn heads, 16-row corn heads, 45 and 40-foot draper heads, and all these big grain carts and such, it doesn't take long. We just want everybody to remember to be a little safe out there. For everybody that's not involved directly with agriculture, to come up behind a grain cart or a combine. I know everybody's in a hurry, but these guys and gals that are driving these machines, they're doing the best they can to not hog the road any more than they have to, but they're just big machines, folks. So please exercise a little caution, a little patience.
All right, well said. So talk a little bit about all the things you have coming up for sale, if you would.
Well, we have got some land selling today in Nance County, Nebraska. So if you need 83 acres, that's got some gravity-irrigated land, some dry crop land, a creek running right alongside of it. That's got some of the trophy deer and some big turkey. We'll be selling land today that's located by Genoa, Nebraska, which is a good almost 2 hours straight east of Broken Bow. But a lot of people like to make hunting an adventure. So they want to get up early in the morning and go the day before and stay in a hotel room or a shed that's or a little camper that they park right at a strategic place in their perfect hunting spot, and make a weekend with their hot chocolate and their hot coffee and maybe a little something to spike that coffee later on in the afternoon. But, you know, it's all about the memories that's created when people go hunting. But today you got a great opportunity with 83 acres selling with no reserve on BigIron.com. And Jim Stock and John Stock, our real estate agents that are facilitating this online auction. We have some other land that I'll talk about next week that's coming up for sale in Custer County and in Valley County, and some land that's in Hall County. We got some land in Gosper County right now, 320 acres that's listed for sale with a windshield wipe half-section pivot and a really good tenant in place, folks, and paying a good cash rent. If you're looking for a place to roll some money into, this would be something to take a look at. It's south of Lexington, Nebraska, in a real good area. That property listed for sale at a private treaty price. Give us a call here and we'll get you more specific information. We do have a big machinery sale tomorrow that features a lot of quality equipment, folks. If you're looking for harvest equipment, if you're looking for tractors, if you're looking for fall fertilizer application equipment, if you're looking for trucks or grain trailers, we've got those selling. There's a Case IH SPX 3320 self-propelled sprayer that will sell tomorrow. There's a New Holland Boomer 35 mechanical front tractor with a shredder. This tractor's also got a loader on it, so it's a nice little acreage or handy all around the farm utility tractor. There's a big International 2554 floater spreader, so if people want to put on some fall dry fertilizer application stuff, you've got that opportunity tomorrow to buy it on BigIron.com. There's a 2019 Gleaner S97 Super Series Combine that is selling out of Moscow, Kansas. This machine has around 150 hours on the separator. So it's about as new as you can get, dualed up. This is a Class 9 machine, folks, one of the biggest combines manufactured, and it's selling on the Big Iron website. Another big item, we got a New Holland TJ 325 four-wheel drive tractor that will sell tomorrow. Now, we've got several construction-related items as well. There's a Mustang wheel loader. There's a John Deere 772D all-wheel drive motor grader. There's a Caterpillar CP 433 self-propelled pad foot compactor. There's a Caterpillar D6K dozer that's selling. There's even a big Grove rough terrain crane that will sell. We've got drills. We've got planters. We got, round balers. We got these rakes that you can bunch up your corn stalks with and then get them put into bales. There's mixer feeder wagons for your livestock, also selling on the Big Iron website. And a lot of service vehicles, pickups, drive to church on Sunday cars, and drive to work on the weekday cars as well. A wide variety of those items to choose from. Folks, if you're in the market, the Big Iron online auction will start to close with all this machinery on Wednesday, as we do every Wednesday throughout the year at 10 o'clock in the morning. You can get your bid submitted. Then you can put in a maximum bid, let the computer bid on your behalf. And I encourage you to download the Big Iron Auction app on your smartphone or your mobile device because, boy, that makes life real easy using that app. So go to the Big Iron website and the Big Iron and the App Store to download that app at your next available opportunity. A lot of things happening, too, by the end of the year. And our sales reps are super busy taking photographs and shooting video footage of all the equipment that is scheduled to sell in November and December. We're now wrapping up the middle of November, and we're working towards the second half of November and into December. So if you've got a couple items that you would like to sell, or if you're planning your retirement sale and you want to get it done this year when we know what the tax rules are, we encourage you to pick up the phone. We also have people that want to take that gambling risk and have their machinery auction in January and February of next year because they've already taken in a lot of income this year, and they want to spread that income around. But we would like to come out and visit with you right now and get a lot of the pictures and the video footage because the weather is really nice. As you had said, Dave, the weather is really nice. Let's get those pictures. Let's shoot that footage. You can back that equipment back in the barn or back in your machinery shed once all the work of documenting the items is done, and then we can sell that in January when the snow is blowing, and the buyers will come pick it up on a nice day, and you don't have to worry about it. We're going to try to make it as easy as we can for anybody that wants to sell some machinery. And the market is super hot now. We've talked about that before, but I'll say it once again. The supply chains have been reduced because of can't get material, can't find the labor, can't get the computer chips. We've heard all the stories, but new equipment's not coming off the factory lines, manufacturer lines, as it has done in the past. Thus, this good quality, low-hour equipment that you may or may not be using is bringing an absolute premium. In a lot of cases, it's selling for more money than what you may have paid for it if you bought it in the last 5 to 6 years. So pick up the phone. We'd love to talk to you about it. Our phone number is 1-800-887-8625. Or if you're on your phone, just dial 402-564-3369.
All right, Mark. Always enjoy hearing from you. That positive attitude you have helps us out. We appreciate it. Have a good remainder of your week.
Hey, we're going to do that. And if anybody's going to the football game, we got another night football game, and I'm waiting for you guys to show up because we're going to put you in the spotlight in our tailgate party. And we'll just put blindfolds on people and let them listen to your voice.
Oh, gosh.
And then they'll know exactly who you are. So come on over, Dave and company, to the Big Iron Tailgate in Lot 7, right across on the west side of the stadium. We serve pork, we serve beef, we serve chicken, we serve turkey. We are promoting all of the industries in ag at our tailgate. And, of course, we always have something to wash it down with.
Oh, boy. What time are you going to start that?
We start at 3:30 in the afternoon, and of course, my wife and a couple of my helpers, we get there earlier in the morning because we're going to be cooking a lot of these pork loins right on the big grill.
Oh man!
And it'll come off the grill, and we're going to shave it with our big fancy slicer. And people stand in line for 10 minutes just to get some of these fresh right off the grill sandwiches. And you're welcome if you're Big Iron customers, or if you know somebody with the Big Iron organization, or if you're just Husker fans and you want to come over and meet Big Iron, we would love to have you stop by.
All right.
Watch for the yellow. It's all the yellow. You see yellow in the sea of red.
I bet it
That's
is.
where we're at.
Well, lot 7, 3:30.
3:30, and we go until kickoff, and we're looking forward to a good time Saturday night.
All right. Thank you, Mark.
Thank you.
All right. Bye. 8:31. 8:31. Oh, hold on.
Dave is getting up out of his chair. Dave is walking to the door.
Doctor in the house.
Dave's calling for the doctor. Is there a doctor? What? There is a doctor in the house. Unbelievable. What are the chances? My goodness.
Oh, good, because my elbow has been bothering me a little bit. I was wondering if the doctor could take a look.
Dave.
Yeah?
Dave, I think this is a time now to promote Click Family Health Care, not to, have the doctor, talk to you about your ailments. I mean, I think this is to promote the business.
Then I shouldn't go ahead and ask him about my sore ankle then either.
Well, maybe you should make an appointment.
And see the doc?
Yeah.
At Click Family?
Yeah.
How do I do that?
Well, let's find out.
Okay.
Well, you must have forgot what I told you last time.
No.
We always start with a rectal exam.
Oh yeah, there you go again. Woo. That's just for yours
Dave,
truly.
If you want us to take care of you, it's really easy to do.
Okay.
So, the model that we do is called direct primary care. So, people want to sign up. It's simply a matter of going to our webpage, clicking the sign up, or the join button, and it takes about 15-20 minutes to walk through that process. And after that, you come in the clinic and we get you signed up.
Good to go.
Get you to go.
All right.
So yeah, we've really been doing well.
Good.
We're right at 200 customers here in Broken Bow.
What?
Clinic, and we're just not quite a year old since we opened. So we're very pleased with that, and we're gaining people every week. Kind of changing the paradigm, I think, here in Custer County a little bit about the service we're providing, as well as the cost savings we're able to provide with people. Whether that's on medications, whether that's on imaging, those kind of things. So we continue to have people tell us that they've never had an experience like what we provide
in
that's in
medical service.
In medical services.
So you've grown to 200 here in Custer County, Broken Bow.
Mm-hmm.
How does that compare your first year at Kearney, or do you remember?
We were about 300.
Wow.
In Kearney.
So percentage-wise, that's pretty amazing. You figure there's 10,000 people in the whole county of Custer, and what's Kearney now, 30-some thousand people.
Right. Well, and the biggest thing too is I don't live here.
Right.
I think if I lived here and could be a little bit more involved with the chamber and the Rotary and those kind of things, those are just all opportunities to explain what we do, because we have to re-educate people on healthcare. I mean, I was talking to your secretary out here, your office person, and healthcare doesn't have to be as expensive as it is. The pricing is set by CEO of the hospitals, CEOs of the insurance companies, has no relation to what it actually costs to provide a service. And that's what we're doing by eliminating that middleman, eliminating insurance, trying to keep you out of the hospital, ERs. We're actually, able to save people quite a bit of money.
Well, we're all for that. And we hear a lot of, and I think sometimes you just kind of bristle up. It just seems like.
Well, I'm not anti-insurance.
But there's
I
so
have
many
life insurance, but I don't want to use it.
Well, yeah.
But I would argue that health insurance or any insurance, for that matter, we buy insurance in case we have a catastrophic event. You buy car insurance in case you wreck your car or gets hailed. You have house insurance in case you have a fire, something catastrophic. In my mind, primary care does not need to be insured, but it's so priced out of line for people, they can't afford it. And even with insurance, they can't afford it. With now most insurances being a $3,000, $5,000, $7,000, $10,000 deductible. So healthcare, again, does not have to be as expensive as it is when you can eliminate all of the middlemen, whether that be prescribing a medicine, whether that be getting imaging done. I mean, I've talked to you guys before about an MRI. If you need a non-contrast MRI, Kearney Regional is going to be about $2,500, CHI about $2,000. You buy it up front, it's $436.
Wow.
So that means that the pricing of $2,000 or $2,500 has no relationship to what it costs. And that's the problem with healthcare, is everything is so inflated that the person who needs the care can't afford the care. So with our model, we're trying to eliminate that expensive overhead to where we can offer that service at a much cheaper price, so the person who has high blood pressure, has high cholesterol, has diabetes, or doesn't even know they have it, can come in and be seen, get their blood drawn for $44, can get medicines, for $6, $7, $8, $10 for a 90-day supply, and then they can stay healthy. We can prevent things from happening instead of reacting when something bad happens, and that's really what we're focused on.
All right. So then you need to be insured for that big crash. Let's put it that way. Let's compare that to auto insurance. We need to have insurance in case we run into where we could possibly total out that automobile.
Sure.
But we can save money on.
Well, and I would argue you don't need insurance because there are other options out there, such as share plans. So there are multiple Christian share plans. There's a company, we have actually our employees and my wife and I, we have use a company called Sedera, which is a share plan. So one, they're not going to cover pre-existings, which is different. So if you have a pre-existing, you really need to buy a catastrophic health insurance plan
all right.
off the ACA or whatever, or off the marketplace. But if you're healthy, you don't have to. And so, my wife and I in November 2017 needed health insurance, so we got on to the marketplace for a $13,000 500 gold plan, with no subsidy, was going to cost us $2,083 a month.
Yeah.
We did a Christian share plan at that time through MediShare, which had a $10,500 deductible, and it was $340. So it's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
People can take and get a share plan, and granted, they're not going to cover anything that's up to a certain dollar amount, whatever you choose. But after that, then they cover.
But you can choose that, and you know what it is.
Right. Whether you want to do a 500, you want to do a 5,000 or 10,000. So everybody can make that choice. And, I have people come in that say, hey, I want to do this. And it's like, well, I don't think you need it. But they make the choice. They want to spend the money to do something. Where if you have health insurance and we feel like you need something, then we've got to go through this process of pre-authorization and all this crap to where they're really rationing health care. And that's the last thing. I mean, look right now with COVID, with the immunoglobulin. The federal government took that over about 3 weeks ago. So they're rationing health care. People in America say we don't ration health care. Baloney. We ration health care every day. Our model helps us not ration health care because it allows people to afford and get good coverage, good care.
Can I ask you a sidebar question on this? Because you mentioned COVID. During the whole COVID last couple of years, especially in the first wave of COVID, then we became more familiar with Zoom. We became more familiar with having meetings, kids even going, to their computer for their classes. Right. I think we learn a lot of things from that there's some good things about it and some things that, you still need to be face-to-face. But I think you've always recommended, because you use those tools in your service, but you also say if you need to see me face-to-face, we've got that handled too, right?
Right. Yeah, with COVID, there are so many things. Well, even let's just eliminate COVID.
Yeah, just take it
just
away.
in general healthcare. There are certain things I have to see you for. If you have a cough, if you have a sore throat, if your child has an earache, I can't do that video. You can't hold your phone up to your ear or your throat or your nose for me to see. But if we're doing a follow-up for, say, we started a new medication, or we're doing a follow-up, say, on depression or anxiety and seeing how things are going, we can do all the time. If we're reviewing lab work, we can do that with video. And our electronic health record has that capability built right into it. I mean, I send you a text message, you click on the link in the text message, and we're connected as long as we both have good internet. So we don't have to deal with Zoom and all these things. We do a lot with texting. So a lot of my customers, in fact, I've had 4 or 5 texts already this morning, wondering about, can I get an appointment, or I've got this ailment, what do we need to do? So we do texting a lot. Our electronic health record, when we text back and forth, that gets put right into your chart, the whole conversation. So 6 months down the road, we can look back and see what we've done. So we try to use technology the best we can, and there's no reason we can't. However, if you have health insurance, a true health insurance policy, the only way your physician can bill is they have to see the whites of your eyes. Now, that got relaxed a little bit during COVID, but we're hearing insurance companies are going back to that, to where you've got to come be seen. And so the reason they do that is so that they can bill your insurance company. Where with our model, where our customers pay us a monthly fee, it's like having us on retainer. I don't care whether I see you face to face. If I need to see you face to face, we're going to see you. But there's a lot of times that, especially our younger customers in their 20s and 30s, last thing they want to do is come see the doctor. If they can do it texting, they can do it video, they're all for that.
Yeah, and they're used to that.
They are.
Yeah, they don't think anything about it. So, and those, I think, those age groups you're talking about are a really nice fit for your services too, especially a young family that's got maybe 2 or 3 children, and they can get on that plan to where it's X amount of dollars a month, and when the kids get sick, they can come bring them in.
Right. What our model really allows people to do is budget their health care. Because of, mom and dad and a couple kids, $130, $145 a month. Mom and dad are $50, each kids are $15 a month. They know what it's going to cost them. We've picked families up in Kearney who have gone to the urgent care and dropped $1,000 because mom and dad and the 2 kids are sick. Well, they swab them all, they draw blood on them all, they do this, and by the time they walk out, it's $1,000. I'm going to ask you, which one's the sickest in your family? Who's been sick the longest? That's who we're going to swab, because if they've got it, the rest of the family probably has it. So we just do things a little more common sense, I think. And because the thing I can't stress enough is, with our model, I'm working for our customer. If you have health insurance, who am I really working for? Who pays me? Because most of our customers, if they have insurance, it's a $20, $30, $50 copay. But who's really footing the bill? And I think that's an ethical question when it comes to a physician who's employed by a healthcare system, who's also takes insurance, is who am I working for? I'm really not working for you. I'm not working for Brent. I'm working for who pays me, and I have to follow their rules. Like I said earlier, I've had people who wanted an MRI, didn't think they needed it, but they made the choice to spend their money out of their pocket and get an MRI. So I'm working for our customers. I'm not working for any third party.
Okay. I think the growth is phenomenal in the last year, Doc. I mean, let's be honest, that's encouraging.
It is. In Kearney, I wanted to be at 600 in 2 years. It took us about 2.5. I'd like to get to 500 to 600 here. And, if that takes us a couple years, I'm fine with that. Yeah. The biggest thing that we don't want to do is we don't want to grow too fast, because we want to be able to provide our customers with the quality of service. Our motto is under promise and over perform, or over give our customers more than what they expect.
Now, I don't know if you realize this or not, Doc, this is National Do Something Nice Day, and I want to be sure and give my longtime partner here, Brent Amperson, a chance to ask any questions that he might have.
Be nice, Brent.
Yeah, okay, I will, yes. I hope this is. I think the other day it was Ask a Stupid Question Day, so I hope this one isn't stupid. But because your model is different, do you get a lot of phone calls saying, "Hey, do you do this?
We do.
Do you check this? Do you do?" You're a full service clinic, right?
We don't do OB. We've tried to work with the group in Kearney for us to do some of the pre-natal visits, but we really haven't got that worked out yet. But we continue to talk to them. But yeah, I'm trained as I'm a full scope family physician. I mean, when I was in Geneva, I did ER, I did OB, I did help the specialists. So we do it all. I do have privileges in Kearney at both hospitals. Getting a little bit of pushback that maybe because I have one admission a year that they're going to let me continue that. So we'll kind of see where that goes. But yeah, we provide full scope, whether that's freezing something off, whether that's doing a procedure to remove something, whether that's doing a vasectomy. We've now started doing a new product, what's called PRP, which is platelet-rich plasma. So it's for people who have chronic arthritic pain or even acute or chronic tendon injuries, like a carpal tunnel, lateral medial golfer's elbow, tennis elbow. We've started doing that. I have a lady coming actually this afternoon that has an ulcer on her leg. So we're going to do what's called platelet-rich fibrin. And what that is you draw blood, you spin it down, and you get the platelets with all of the growth factors and natural healing compounds that our body makes to try to heal itself. And we just concentrate that down. So we're doing that. We've started doing dermoscopy, which is something I've been trained on. But yeah, we do, I'll do anything.
Yeah.
To a limit.
Yeah, right.
I'm not going to go cutting on your face.
Sure.
Because I don't want you to have a scar. I learned that from my old boss in Geneva who said, if it's on the face, send them to the specialist. That way, if they end up with a scar, you can always say, well, look, honey, I sent you to the best, and you got a scar. Think what it would have been if I would have done it.
Yeah. Well, there are definitely situations where specialists are needed, and you'll send them to those specialists,
exactly.
Correct?
And that's the thing with being a fully trained family physician is I know what my limits are.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to get myself in a predicament where I'm going to put my customer into a bad situation.
Okay.
And there are things I'm going to tell you maybe you need to go to the ER. So if you call me and you're having chest pain, or you come to the clinic, you're having chest pain, you're diaphoretic, it looks like a heart attack, we're not going to take care of that in the clinic. We're going to call 911.
Right.
Because that's where you need to be. But for 90% of most people's health care, a trained family physician can take care of that.
It's really interesting, and I think we have more guests coming in here in a little bit. We're going to run out of time, but I think it's interesting in today's medical environment, if you will, because there are so many people who come through medical school who want to specialize. People like you are hard to find. General practitioners don't grow on trees anymore, and to have one with this whole new way of looking at things is pretty unique.
Well, I think part of that's being older. Part of it, I never went into medicine to get rich.
Yeah.
If you go into primary care, you're going into it because you have another passion, whether that's, taking care of people or whatever. And unfortunately, too many young doctors want to become specialists because they have $200,000 or $300,000 or $400,000 in student loan debt.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm a specialist, I can pay that off quicker than if I make a family physician. And, family physicians, pediatricians, even internists, which are all primary care, we're all kind of at the bottom of the food chain when it comes to payment. But a lot of that has to do with the way the system is set up.
Yeah.
With the reimbursements to specialists being 3, 4, 5 times more than it is to a family physician to do the same thing.
Yeah. The other big one that you always think of with specialists and general doctors, practitioners is, specialists kind of set their hours a little bit more differently than general practitioners, I think.
They do. And one of the things when I talk to my friends about, hey, you ought to do this, they're burnt out with the current healthcare system is they always say, well, you're on call 24/7, 365. And I am, but people don't abuse it because people know that if we see them today, tomorrow or the next day, my nurse or I are going to call them or text them and say, hey, how are you doing?
Follow up.
We're going to follow up with them. They know if they call me at 7 o'clock on Friday night, I'm going to pick up the phone and answer them, or I'm going to respond to their text. And that's what keeps people out of the emergency room. What irritates people is when they call their doctor's office and they get some sort of a triage nurse, or that gets transferred to some other on-call facility who does not know them, doesn't know their story, doesn't know what medications they're taking, and to try to get good care in that regard, where we know our customers, we know what's going on in their lives, and that allows us to provide better care for them.
Okay. Folks out there listening, hopefully we've sparked some more interest. What can they do to get lined up and get going with you?
Well, the easiest thing is to either call the clinics. So Broken Bow is 308-870-8073, or go online to clickfamilyhealth.com and click the join button. Right. I'd like to really quickly, if I could, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Yes, it is.
So I've sent an email to all of our female customers over 40 years old. There is a company, just like we talked about with the MRI, that has partnered with CHI and Kearney, so women can get a 3D mammogram for $149 cash. So this isn't just for our customers, so I'm just throwing this out as a public service, that if you need a mammogram, if you're a female, you need a mammogram, you can actually call them and schedule it yourself. You can go on MD Save and purchase it yourself, and then they'll send the report to whoever your family doctor is. But that's a big thing, that we really promote. COVID's around. We do have the rapid antigen test for COVID. We're charging $70 for that. I can do the PCR through LabCorp for our customers. That's $110. And then we also have COVID antigens that are $25, or antibodies, $25 for our customers. We just charge $50 for a walk-in customer on that. But yeah, people who have an acute illness, give us a call. We charge $99 for a walk-in visit. I'll see anybody once, just so they kind of get to know us and what we do. And then if they decide to join, they can join after that.
All right. Doc Jacobson, thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Brad, very much for being a part of the show. I can't tell you how much it means to me to have you here.
Well, means a lot to me to be by your side,
Oh,
Dave.
gosh. I feel so nice.
You got a Kleenex? I'm starting to tear up.
We'll take a time out, and we'll get some more guests in here.
It's that time of year, trade-in days at Beau Bootery. So grab up your old shoes, purses, hats, and boots to trade in towards something new. This is going on this week only through Saturday, so don't hesitate. We take your trade-ins from men, women, and kids and donate the usable ones so someone else can get some use out of them. Trade-in days going on this week at Beau Bootery, your home-owned shoe store. Come see our new fall styles on the square in Broken Bow.
Aero Aviation is happy to have served the area since 1971, and they look forward to serving you for years to come. Their aircraft is equipped with the latest in GPS guidance and flow control technology, and they're always searching for the next big thing in aviation. Contact Casey and Melissa Williams at 872-5113 and talk to them about your fall pasture spraying. That's Aero Aviation, proud to serve Custer County and surrounding areas.
Get ready, get set, bake!
Kitchen queens and kings of central Nebraska are invited to enter the Sandhills Journey National Scenic Byway Barn Contest to be held Thursday, October 7th.
Drop off your delicious entries at the barn from 7:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. Judging will begin at 3:15 p.m.
Entries should be an 8-inch 2-crust fruit or fall pie in a disposable tin. Topping can be pie crust or crumb topping. No soft pies, please.
The pies will be judged on overall taste and appearance. One winner will be crowned the 2021 Sandhills Journey National Scenic Byway Barn Pie Maker Champion and will be awarded a plaque that will be displayed at the barn.
For those of you who don't make pies, do not despair.
Beginning at 3:30 p.m., the public is welcome to come to the barn to purchase a slice of pie for only $3, a la mode for $4.
Come spend the afternoon or pick up a slice of pie to go. Mark the date for the Sandhills Journey National Scenic Byway Barn Pie Contest, Thursday, October 7th.
Jack Frost nipping at your nose.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Someone's a little ahead of themselves. But fall is approaching and cooler nights are upon us. You need to check out Geared for Sports in Broken Bow for the new fall arrivals. Husker gear is hitting the racks in men's and women's sizes, perfect for cheering on your favorite team. And remember, when you need to gear up for the sports you are playing, visit Geared for Sports, west side of the square in Broken Bow, open Monday to Friday 10 to 6 and Saturday 10 to 4.
8:55 is the time. Now, I know that I've confused our guests, and I hate to do that. But on this is a very important National Do Something Nice Day.
Yes.
But I thought it would be nice if we talked to Sue Ellen Kepke about Healing Hearts. And we also had Liana, who is hotter than a plate of lasagna, in the studio with us. Also,
I do like the Nirvana one better if I get to choose.
Yeah.
And we'll just be casual here because we want to get both of them in here. We'll take a little news break here in just a little bit as well, if that's all right. Does all work for you? You're going to have to bring that down just a little further. For some reason, it wants to be high up today. Now, pull that closer to you, Sue Ellen. A little closer, a little closer. Come
in my mouth.
There you go. No, just there you go. There you go. And you're fine over there, Liana. How you been, by the way?
Good.
How's things in Callaway?
Good. Busy.
Good. That's good to hear.
Mhm.
We'll talk about that in a little bit.
Sounds good.
All right, let's talk about, and I'm always embarrassed about this, is it gala or gala?
You say it however you desire.
Okay. Because I say gala. I
think
don't
it sounds
know.
more, I think it sounds, well, never mind. Just
Hi, Sue Ellen Kepke. How are you?
Hi, I am great. How
It's
are
great.
you?
It's great to see you. Healing Hearts and Families. We talked about this a few days ago, but you have a big event, I know, coming up, and I'm assuming that that is part of what you want to talk about today.
Absolutely. We have our gala on October 16th out at the One Box Convention Center. And we were not able to hold it last year because of COVID. So we're really excited about doing it again this year. The theme is Seasons of Change, and we have entirely different type of entertainment this year. We have a Christian comedian coming, and we felt that in the time that everybody is going through right now, some good laughter, get those positive endorphins going again, was just the right fix to change everybody's season.
Yeah, and to be able to laugh with a group of people
and
will
to
be
enjoy it,
enjoyable
yeah.
too. Yeah.
Yes, the fellowship, the fun. As Stacy said, we've got a different menu, but I cannot share.
Ooh, it's secret?
It's a surprise.
Okay, all right.
It's going to be absolutely wonderful.
Is it sushi?
No, it is not
Darn it.
sushi.
Does it have broccoli in it?
No, it does not.
Okay, all right.
No.
Does it have potatoes?
You never know. You're going to have to come and see, aren't you? Nice try, Dave.
Does it have radishes in it?
Oh, my goodness.
Well, you would never know if it did.
Well, but that is a big part of the event, and that is a delicious meal to enjoy. That's part of your ticket price.
Correct. So the tickets are $40, and that covers the comedian and the meal. And then we will have 3 silent auction tables and a live auction. And I was out of commission last week, so I wasn't in on all the updating of everything. But one of our big live auction items is a greet and meet at the Loop River Distillery in St. Paul, and it's for $8, and you'll get to taste a variety of their different distilled
beverages.
Thank you. I'm sorry I looked at you. See, I'm used to having Val over there, so I apologize. Anyway,
I think
yes.
it sounds good, so you picked the right person to look at.
Okay, and then after you get done there, you can move on over to Mila Vista Winery for some wine and a dinner that will be donated. And the best part of it all, you don't have to worry about getting a DD because we have a limo that's going to be taking you to all of these.
Oh, nice.
So we've got that. We have all, I can tell you, we have a large variety of items. Bo Boudery brought in a cute little TV tray type thing that you'd put out on a deck, and it was just, it's so cute, and I cannot obviously remember the quote on it, but it's positive. I mean, the things we're getting have a positive switch, so I think everybody is ready to get over with this doom and gloom, and I know our cause is not a positive cause.
Yeah.
But it does bring about positive results.
Swellen, I'm a little, I think the trip sounds great in the limo, but I was thinking probably the top prize would be to be a guest on the breakfast show.
Well, you know, here is the issue. You have not given me.
Oh, I did when the girls were here the other day.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I committed.
Okay, wonderful.
Yeah, but it hurts a little.
I'm so sorry, Dave. I apologize. I did not know that because that was the one thing I was going to hound you for today.
Can we, when we do this, can we drive around in a limo and interview people for the breakfast show?
Well, I don't see why not.
Oh, that'd be kind of cool.
Let's take a little news break.
All right.
And when we come back, we're going to visit about some of those things. Well, I think you're right. Everybody wants to get together and let go a little bit and have a good time. But your cause is still very serious, very important. I want to talk about that just a little bit.
Okay.
Get that in because we want to talk a little bit about the testimonials and so forth that you'll be having there that are earth-shattering, I think. I think they're such a revelation to folks.
They are the aha moment for the audience.
Yeah. So stay tuned. We're going to take a quick news break. We'll be back with Sue Ellen and Liana, who is hotter than a plate of lasagna, and she rocks like Nirvana. And we're going to talk insurance a little bit later on with Liana as well. But I don't want to forget Chip. He's hip. He's no dip, but he's not here. So we can talk about him when we come back, and he can't do a thing about it.
He may never come back.
News is next.
You are listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Go, go, go! On KCNI, KPBN, Broken Bow, Nebraska.
CBS News Brief. That 6-hour outage of Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp. Facebook says, sorry, and oops.
The company said that it made changes in its system that interrupted the traffic between data centers, or more simply put, those changes broke how the systems talk with each other, making it so computers couldn't find any Facebook services on the internet.
CNET's Roger Chang. The Senate's debating raising the debt ceiling, as CBS's Ed O'Keefe tells us.
Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer says action is needed this week, and he's scheduled another up or down vote on increasing the debt limit for tomorrow. We'll see, however, if Republicans use those procedural tactics they've been known to use to try blocking it.
Failure to raise the debt limit could see the U.S. default on its loans for the first time in history. Think it's hard to buy a new car with a bad credit rating? Just try borrowing billions to keep the lights on. Vaping getting pricier in California.
A new 12.5% excise tax on electronic cigarettes was just approved in California. The legislation is designed to discourage youth vaping.
CBS's Wendy Gillette. CBS News Brief. I'm Vicki Barker.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Deb Carson.
Chargers quarterback Justin Herbert threw 3 touchdowns as the Chargers beat Vegas 28-14. Herbert gets high praise from his head coach, Brandon Staley.
The patience was something that we knew we had to be tonight. That defense is playing really well. Gus is doing a hell of a job coaching that group, and we knew that we were going to have to be patient tonight. And I felt like Justin, in particular, was extremely patient tonight. 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. He took some hits out there.
Chargers improved to 3-1 and hand the Raiders their first loss of the season. Vegas is also now 3-1. Coming up tonight, it's the AFC wildcard game from Fenway Park. Red Sox host the Yankees at 8 Eastern for the right to advance to face the Rays in the AL Division Series. Nathan Eovaldi will be on the hill for Boston. Garrett Cole gets the start for New York. And in racing news, Bubba Wallace won the rain-shortened race at Talladega.
Here's your weatherology forecast. High temperatures working up to 80 for today. We'll see lots of sun. Then for tonight, mostly clear skies, a low of 44. Wednesday's high temperatures working up into the mid-70s with abundant sunshine. And into Thursday, still lots of sun, high of 77. Friday's high temperatures climbing up into the lower 80s with sunny to partly cloudy skies. For the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Michael Carroll.
News and weather was brought to you today by Custer Electric and Irrigation in Broken Bow. Custer Electric and Irrigation is your local Zematic by Lindsay dealer specializing in pivot maintenance and repair. But did you know they are also licensed electricians that can do all electrical work that is agricultural, commercial, and even residential? Yes, that means new houses and remodels too. Get a free quote within 24 hours and Custer Electric will have you on your way to your new home. You did your pivot maintenance, you made it through service season. Now it's time for grain bin season. Custer Electric and Irrigation sells Conrad American grain bins and will service any and all grain bins you may need worked on this year. New bins, rewires, fans, motors, capacitors, belts, pulleys, and everything in between. Lance and crew will do it all at a price that's fair to you. Custer Electric and Irrigation is your one-stop shop for all electrical, agricultural, and commercial needs. Call today at 872-7786. Check them out on Facebook or go to custerei.com. Custer Electric and Irrigation. Experience the difference.
9:05, 47 degrees outside under that sunny sky. Another beautiful day in store for us here. Sue Ellen Kepke is here from Healing Hearts. We also have Liana with us from Nebraska Owners Insurance Agency. And we're going to talk with Liana about deadlines and insurance and all that sort of thing that's coming up for folks out there to get enlisted in the proper category.
That's right.
We'll do that. But we was talking earlier about, before the news break, about the importance of Healing Hearts. And I'm sure, Sue Ellen, that you've seen a transformation from when you started this very much needed service to today. Unfortunately, some of that probably has to do with some of the things like human trafficking that we never used to talk about, which is very clear that it is here in this area. And those are just some of the things that you do. Children in need, people in need, relationships that have gone south, if you will, and need help with. You guys have a lot to do.
Yes, we do. And, okay, we have our office here. We have a satellite office in Ord, and we have a satellite office in Lexington that we do diversion out of. But we've also teamed with the Central Nebraska Human Trafficking organization, and they're housed out of our program down there, our office, because we felt it was a good meshing with all the trafficking. And to be honest with you, trafficking and domestic violence, there's not a lot of difference as far as the tactics, what they're doing and what happens, except for the trafficking, of course, involves other individuals and gaining a profit from it and et cetera that way. So we felt it was a good marriage per se, because sometimes we have a domestic violence victim come in and we start working with them, we start talking to them, and all of a sudden things in our heads are clicking and going, there's more to this story. And so you just keep letting them talk, you keep gathering that information. All of a sudden you realize, they are either been trafficked or are being trafficked, and they don't realize it.
They may not even know it?
No.
Wow.
Because they have you convinced that you're doing this because you love them.
Oh. Uh-huh.
You know, I have a friend that's really lonely. I mean, and then they eventually get to the point where they realize, I mean, I can't say they're totally oblivious.
Sure.
But, you know, you throw in some drugs so that they're more compliant to do what you want them to do, and et cetera. You know, you're believe me, your thinking process isn't all there. It's kind of a fog.
And then you go to the, I suppose, I don't know if original is the word, but in the beginning you were helping children in need, and maybe children that had suffered from a nasty relationship, which still is a major part of what you do. You still offer the phone service that people can call in? And
Yep, we have an 800 number, 1-800-942-4040. We have somebody staffing that 24/7. So like the weekend of our fundraiser, Safe Center in Kearney will cover it for us. We work very closely with them, and that helps us immensely because my staff isn't as large as theirs so they can cover those special weekends or holidays to give my staff a break to be with their families.
And you cover with that staff a pretty wide area. I think people don't understand how much area you guys serve.
We cover about 7,000 square miles. We cover Blaine, Custer, Garfield, Greeley, Loop, Sherman Valley, and Wheeler counties.
Okay.
And so, and you know, take Custer County.
Yeah, it's
You know,
big.
it's a huge county. So there's a lot of territory to cover, and you have somebody in crisis, you know, in the northeast part, and then you got somebody else in the western part. You know, it's going to take a while for law enforcement to get there. So
Yeah.
we will not go to the site unless it is secured, because I will not put my staff at risk.
So the law enforcement has to be there in place before you make your moves.
And the abuser has to be either in jail or in the vehicle with them or whatnot.
Then you start the process. All right. So at the upcoming event, the testimonials, I happened to be at one of those, and I know that I picked my jaw up off the table, and then I had a great amount of admiration for that person who had the strength to get up and tell that story. And you're going to do that again.
Absolutely. We learn, it's kind of like I go into the schools and stuff, and you present and you give all this information, and the kids look at you and go, yeah, like you really know what you're talking about, blah, blah, blah. Then I brought in a survivor, a young gal, who happened to be my daughter anyway, and she started talking to them. And watching their faces, it was like, oh, hey, that old lady does know what she's talking about.
And having it come from somebody who can tell the story from actual experience is really something to hear.
Oh, yeah.
Really bona fides everything.
Yep. It pretty well seals any question about it. I mean, we don't like to see it. We don't like to admit it's here, but it is here.
Yeah.
And with the pandemic going on, when it was going on, you had individuals who could not get away. You know, they were locked down. And some of the survivors realized that, you know, I don't have to deal with this all the time. I can get out of this. I deserve more than this. And then they would start reaching out, and we were able to have them reach out by Facebook Messenger. We have that set up so it's secure and they can message us back and forth, because they couldn't call, they couldn't leave, you know.
Tough
and-
situation.
Yeah.
So, folks out there, if you're listening, that we've sparked the interest, you have till the 11th, I believe, to get your
Yes.
tickets. Is that correct?
Correct. Correct. Tickets are $40. A table is $360. Call the office, 308-872-2420. If we're not there or unable to answer the phone because we're working with somebody, please leave a message, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. And we would like to have all this by the end of the day on the 11th. And as Stacy mentioned, we'll probably have a few extras. But just let us know.
Okay.
So we don't have a lot of extra food. If you want to donate, if you can't come and want to give a monetary donation, please do. We have different sponsorship levels that you can do if you're interested, or you can just do what you can do.
Okay.
And then if you're wanting to volunteer or anything else, please don't hesitate to contact our office. So office number is 308-872-2420. Crisis line number is 1-800-942-4040. So if you can't get anybody, or if you come to the office and we're not there, call that 800 number.
Okay.
Somebody will answer that phone.
All right.
Sue Ellen, if you could you just quick share with the folks what the funds from this fundraiser go toward in regards to healing hearts and families?
They go to all of our client services. So they will help with relocating them. They'll help with medications. They'll help with maybe a utility bill or a part of it. They'll help with school supplies. It'll help, if you got a kid that needs a bicycle to get back and forth from school, it'll help go for that. It'll go for diapers. It'll go for formula. It will go. So we get grant funds, and they cover the salaries and the regular business running as far as to take care of the office and all that kind of stuff. We do get a small pot for client services, and that is wonderful, but it doesn't cover all the needs we experience within a year. So what we gather from this helps us so that we can help those that we're serving, because a victim doesn't like to ask for help. That's the last thing they'll ever ask for. And when they come in and we're working with them, we say, okay, so what do you need? Oh, I'm fine, I'll get by. And then we'll say, okay, so you have 2 small children, both in diapers. Are you okay on diapers? Well, yeah, I'll be able to get by for a while. And it's like, okay, so you need diapers. You need some wipes.
Yeah.
Do you have this? Do you have hygiene stuff? But there's somebody else that needs it worse than me. That's why we're here. And so we put together what we gathered from the conversation with them that they could utilize, and gift cards to the grocery stores and Casey's for gas and stuff. And then you give it to them, and the look on their face is reward for doing what I do.
All right, so you can be rewarded by taking in the Healing Hearts and Families 2021 Gala. Seasons of Change is the theme, and the social hour starts at 5:30. Meal, the mystery meal, at 7 p.m. They'll have live and silent auctions, and of course that comedy entertainment, which everybody can use right now. And it's $40 a person, or $360 for a table of 10. Call 308-872-2420 for ticket information. And as Sue Ellen mentioned, if you don't get a live answer, leave a message. They'll get back to you. They'll have a message machine there for you. And the funds will assist victims of domestic sexual violence and human trafficking and all of the other things that Sue Ellen mentioned this morning. Thanks so much.
You're welcome. Thank
for
you.
coming in. The girls did a good job, by the way, when they were here the other day.
I listened to you guys.
Oh, did you? Yeah, they were very nice. Because they don't have to have a special day to be nice like Brent and I do.
True. Yes, I guess.
I included you.
Yeah, thanks. You always do.
Thanks, Sue.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it. Appreciate what you guys do. We'll take a time out, then we're going to switch gears. We're actually going to visit with Liana about all sorts of things, including things that she really don't want to talk about.
Oh, boy.
Wonderful.
Should be fun. That's coming up next.
Maybe this is you too. A lot of people do not like their health plan right now, and they're worried they're stuck with it. One that costs too much or doesn't meet their needs, or for whatever reason, they're just not happy with it. If that is you, some great news. There really is another choice. It's called Medi-Share, and it's such a great option, especially if you're self-employed, changing jobs, or part of the gig economy. Here's what you get when you switch to Medi-Share. First, huge savings. The typical family saves $500 a month. You also get a massive doctor network, or you can just use the doctor of your choice, or Medi-Share's free 24/7 telehealth option. And you get to be part of something you can believe in. Medi-Share is a community of Christians who share each other's healthcare bills. No wonder Medi-Share gets double the customer satisfaction ratings compared with typical health insurance. So no, you are not stuck. You've got a great alternative. Call now. 866-88-BIBLE. That's 866-88-BIBLE. 866-88-BIBLE.
Did you know that the first public power utilities sprang up in the late 1800s to serve predominantly rural communities? Custer Public Power District was organized in September of 1944. Custer Public Power is one of the nation's 2,000 customer-owned, not-for-profit electric utilities. Custer Public Power supplies electric power to over 4,600 miles of distribution lines, serving our families, friends, and neighbors. Providing reliable, affordable, and public-owned power, Custer Public Power District, empowering progress.
Nearly half of the work injuries on America's farms and ranches could be prevented if all workers would just take the time to put on protective equipment before they begin the day's work. Personal protection is your best defense against injury. This week and every week in 2021, think and practice safety first.
Make sure you schedule your off-season preventative maintenance with Full Circle Irrigation of Litchfield and Broken Bow today.
Agland ATV is proud to support the Bright 4-H participants here in central Nebraska. Already at a young age, they are making great contributions to the ag community. That's exciting because these boys and girls are the future of the central Nebraska farming family. The future certainly looks bright. One day when these young 4-Hers have their own operation, Agland ATV hopes to partner with them to make their work easier. Saluting the 4-H members, Agland ATV, your local Polaris dealer for sales and service in Broken Bow.
K-Todd, Rock Rewind.
Hi, I'm Todd Chambliss, a fan of rock and roll from the 60s through the 90s, and your host for K-Todd Rock Rewind. It's my classic rock radio show that plays the best rock from the past 40 years. We'll have lots of rock and roll memories from TV and the movies, and your requests at 315-665-1970. Stay tuned for the next rock and roll ride on K-Todd Rock Rewind.
K-Todd Rock Rewind, 1 p.m. Wednesday and Thursday afternoons on the Thunderbird 95.3 FM or at KBBN.com.
9:20 is the time, and we're excited to have Liana with us because you may remember this, Brent, that Liana is a former employee of KCNI.
I do remember that, yes.
And that's one of the reasons I invited her in with Sue Ellen, because she's comfortable in this setting.
Oh, well, that's good.
Sure.
She knows radio. She started as a front office traffic person. I think part-time. You came in the mornings, and then you worked at the clinic.
Yeah.
The medical clinic.
Yep.
So that just tells you right there, Liana's background. She was working at a medical clinic. You were pretty young. I mean, did you have any children yet then?
Yeah, Garrett. And
Garrett,
then,
that's right.
Yep, I had my oldest one at the time.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. And so her background is just right up the alley that she's in right now, throwing strikes. I'm talking bowling alleys. You get the.
Okay.
You get the.
I'm trying to.
It's hard, Brent.
I'm glad Liana's in here now because Liana's been around this situation before. She feels my pain, I'm guessing.
Right.
What I'm trying to say is,
but yes,
you know,
where are you going?
the background in medicine.
Yes.
Knowing the paperwork that went into it because you were working in that department,
Yep.
right?
The insurance from that side of things has been very beneficial because I know it's a necessary evil from all sides. So having that experience when you have a claim that maybe isn't being paid like you'd like it to be through a hospital or the clinic, or, you know, have questions on, you know, even pre-authorizations, those kind of things. That's something that I can help with also. I don't know that every agent does that when it comes to health, but because that's how I started, it's easier when you understand how it works behind the scenes also.
Right. Yeah, on the other end.
So.
Now, if you're just tuning in, we're talking with Liana with Nebraska Owners Insurance Agency, which is located in Callaway on Main Street of the Seven Valleys community of Callaway. But Chip and Liana have grown and expanded. You want to talk about that real quick?
Yeah. So we actually have an office over here in Broken Bow now. Tim Troxel is working with us. So that has changed, and you'll see, I think we'll have a real pretty red awning going up soon, and so there'll be some changes there. But Tim is still your main guy, and kind of working with him, getting him appointed with some of our companies. So he's going to have some access to more life insurance options, that kind of thing. More options also for your home and your auto. But Tim doesn't do the health side anymore, but he does work with the life, and he's very knowledgeable. We have had a crazy amount of life insurance requests come in, I would say, in the last 6 months. And, you know, I don't know if it's your sense of mortality because of COVID, and we all know someone we thought would be here forever and all of a sudden isn't. And you wonder at what age they were prepared, because we all think we have all the time in the world. You know, is your family able to go on if you're not there? You know, can you put your kids through college? Can your wife or your husband, if it's just one of you, are you guys able to do that? It's interesting to me. I think most people assume that the husband or the, you know, father, whatever, is the primary breadwinner, and that even if you are in a household where, you know, you're a stay-at-home mom and that kind of thing, you are irreplaceable.
Yes,
you know?
you are.
So I get a lot of requests for, you know, my husband needs $1 million and I need $250, and I'm like, but if he has to do everything or find someone to take care of the kids or to do all of the things that you would do, we become very expensive pretty quickly. So,
yeah, I think that's something that we're getting better at, but we have ways to go on.
We do.
Because if you lose mom, that's awful, but you also lose the caretaker of the kids, and then that means that person who's left to take care of those kids is going to have to go get some child care.
Yep.
And the list gets long and long, and pretty soon you realize we didn't have it covered right.
That's right. Yeah. So that is something, we talk about reevaluating your home and your auto every year, or, your health insurance, of course, because of the changes, but life insurance too. You might have gotten a term policy when you were 30 and it was going to cover your house payment and, your income and that kind of stuff. And then at 50, all of a sudden, you're running out of that term coverage. It's going to cost you 3 or 4 times or more the amount. And you've maybe had a heart attack, or now you're diabetic, or all of those things. If you're not regularly checking your coverage, you could end up uninsurable, and then that puts your family in a hard place as well. So there's just a lot of things that we should look at from a life insurance perspective. Not something I've ever really, I can do it and I tack it on to something, but I guess I don't, market it maybe like I should. And I talk to, a lot of, my grandpa was an example, your sandhillers, or I've got the land and my kids are going to get that. Well, that's great, Grandpa, but in order to benefit from that, we would have to sell the land, or you would, and I do get a lot of that generation that maybe think that life insurance is not that important for that reason. But man, if you can, no one wants to think about the possibility that they're not going to be here tomorrow. But, you're in college, something happens, you're still going to have a car payment. Maybe you're buying your first house, at 29. So it's practically free. It's ridiculous. To get a term policy can cost you $10, $11, $12 a month.
At that
I
age,
spend that on coffee for crying out loud a day.
Yeah.
But,
pay your cable television bill.
Exactly. So,
and that doesn't, that doesn't equate the same if you wait till you're 55 to get term insurance. So you want to talk about it now if you're listening out there and you're younger.
Yes. And if we can get something in place, I usually recommend, because term is the cheapest, term meaning that it goes for 20, 30, however many years you set it for. At the end of that term, you're alive, you win. You're alive, the company wins because they didn't pay a death benefit, but there is no residual benefit generally to term. A universal policy or a traditional whole life policy, if you even do a smaller version of that, you get some cash benefit that grows that you might take out to buy your kid's first car, or to, go on vacation when you retire, those kind of things. One of the other benefits, and it's slightly newer in the life insurance world, but for an index policy, you also, if something happens to you, let's say you're 65 and, you have a heart attack or a stroke and you're unable to work, you can take money out of that death benefit because you can use it now. So it's not like it's just tied up there and the only benefit to it is going to be to your heirs when you pass. If you find yourself not needing that money to take care of people when you're 65 or 70, then use it as you need it. So there's, chronic illness riders, terminal benefit riders, all of those kind of things. So
we could do a whole nother show, and I don't know if you carry this. I guess that would be the next question is, something that you hear more about nowadays is insurance if you go into a care facility when you're older.
Right, your traditional long-term care. Those products are still out there. I tend to focus more on a life policy with a long-term care rider. So that way, you may end up in a nursing home, Dave, but if you don't, then why would you have wanted to put in something that will only pay in that instance?
Yeah.
When you could take the death benefit, it saves your family having to spend down everything you own, or all of those games we play in order to have Medicaid pay for it. So
and that's something else that you can start driving you crazy if you start thinking about it, because you go, well, your whole work life as you're younger and through the middle part of your life, you're going, well, I don't really have a very good retirement and I need to put more in my retirement, and maybe you get that done, maybe you don't. And then if you have maybe some money sitting in some secure places and you go, what, I should probably spend that because if I have to go to a care facility, they're going to take it all anyway, right?
I know, yeah. It's frustrating. But long-term care, definitely not something that people in their 30s and 40s generally think about.
Right.
But that is the time to start doing it, whether it's traditional or you tack it on to a life policy. There's just too many variables, and that's what insurance is for, is to protect you against the unknown and the things we hope don't happen.
We're bouncing around here a little bit. We're not talking probably about what you wanted to talk about. We'll maybe conclude with these deadlines and so forth.
Sure.
But I was just talking with some young folks about they got the little ones. What can parents do? Especially, we all remember that when you first had Garrett and you started having the little ones. You go, how am I going to put anything away for those kids? Maybe to get them into college or a 2-year college or just a little start when they get out of high school if they don't want to go to college. What are some of the options out there that we need to be thinking about with kids?
So there are like your 529 plans that are specific to just college that you can put money in. All of my kids have whole life policies that gain some cash value. So, it's not going to put them through 4 years at an out-of-state university, but it's something there that they have to access if they want to. Insurance on kids, again, is so inexpensive. Something that, it's hard to think of your own mortality, but the thought of losing a child is horrific.
That's the worst.
However, I can't imagine having to make monthly payments toward that funeral for how many years, because I didn't even have a small, let's call it a $20,000 policy.
Yeah.
So those are the kind of things. And I always use my niece as an example. When she was 3 months old, she was diagnosed with 2 congenital heart defects. Well, they did not have life insurance on her. So she'll, except for a final expense or a guaranteed, a small one, she'll never be able to get life insurance because of that. So, it seems silly to be like, oh, I have a baby, I took it home, wait 30 days, boom, they should have insurance.
Because if they have the right set of circumstances, or the wrong set of circumstances,
Right.
a better way to put it, they may not be able to get insurance.
Exactly. So as long as they're covered and they have something. And most child policies have certain opportunities to increase that over the course of their life with no medical underwriting. So for example, had she had this in place, right after birth, then when she turns 18, for example, she could double that death benefit. So if she started at 10, now it's 20. Then it's usually, at 25 or when you buy your first home or, so there's generally up to about 5 opportunities. So that $10,000 policy that would have cost, $3 a month could be worth $50,000 and would have really been a benefit down the road. So lots of things no one ever really wants to talk about, but please ask those questions because heaven forbid we have to talk about it and then you don't have the means in place to take care of those needs.
Well, I know being in this business, we read funeral notices every day.
Mm-hmm.
And I would notice the other day, open up the cupboard that you used to get your supplies out of, and there's a box we put the funeral notices in. And that thing was jam-packed full because we read an average probably of 2 a day. Some days we don't have any. But maybe what you're talking about is noticing lately that there's a lot of different age groups.
That's
lately.
right.
It's not all, 87. It's, 37.
Yeah.
So those are little wake-up calls. Maybe that's why there's a little more demand for the health or life insurance right now.
I do think that has a lot to do with it. And people joke about it or whatever, but if it's, if that's what it takes to get the conversation started, then we're going to use the circumstances. So
yeah. These are all conversations you have with your clients and potential clients that want to talk to you. Now let's move from the age group up a little bit to, the older folks.
Oh, Medicare.
Yeah.
65. Yes. That time is coming. I can't even wrap my head around the fact that October 15th is next Friday. So prices and stuff are live now. We can be quoting people's drug plans. So if you're 65 and you've got questions on what you should be doing for your Part D is how they're referred to, you can go ahead and start giving us a call. Karen is phenomenal in our office. She runs the whole show, and I don't know what we would do without her, but she has been doing nothing but setting appointments starting about 3 days ago when my current clients got their letter that we send every year that says, hey, don't forget, this is coming, and it's so important to check it every year. So whether you're an existing client, someone that just wants to see what we can help you with, please reach out to us, get on that calendar. So I start pretty much whenever you need me in the morning and am frequently there till 11 or something at night catching up. So you've got from October 15th to December 7th for your Medicare to take care of that. So you're going to start seeing all the, and already seeing for the Medicare Advantage plans. Please don't answer the phone and say, sure, sign me up. We do not market that way. And I know, most of your ethical local agents are not marketing that way. So Joe Namath should stick to football and not and there's a few other ones now too. Not in my age group, but I'm hearing of those. So those Advantage plans, you really have to be careful because the things that sound too good to be true in most cases are. They're great in some scenarios or maybe for urban areas. I say it every year, Uber is not taking you to your doctor appointment from Broken Bow, Nebraska. Nobody's delivering meals unless it's the super nice church ladies, Your Part B, you will not get reimbursed for your Part B. There is one plan in the state of Nebraska that offers that, and it is not available in our area.
Not here.
So, no. So you see that on TV, and they're going to pay for absolutely everything. They are not. And you will be paying a lot more out of pocket, and it's very confusing. So there is a cost plan by Medica that I do sell. However, it has to be right for the person. So if you have questions, there's a little, I love math, not really, but there's a little mathematical formula. If it makes financial sense and you're struggling with your current Medicare supplement premium, then by all means call and we'll talk about it. But we need to make sure that your physicians are in that network, that the hospitals that you go to get paid by those plans, because that's not good for anyone if you think it's going to be paid for and isn't.
Now, are there a couple, maybe you mentioned this and I missed it, is there, so we got a letter from you, I think. So Joan mentioned there's maybe some new options that...
Yes, so they're WellCare, which has traditionally been a drug plan just for the Part D, now has a Medicare Advantage plan that they'll be offering in our area. Medica, which we've been marketing for several years, is expanding their area. So there are some of those things that you might be hit up, TV, that kind of thing. People calling. I mean, there are people who just sit in their little office in whatever big city and call everyone on the list of your birthday was 1955 or older.
Yeah.
So please be very careful because they can take a yes answer to something else and perhaps apply it. And once you have switched, if you're on a Medicare Advantage plan and you're still within a year of switching and you're not happy with it, you can one time go back to your supplement plan that you were on before. It's like a free pass. Once you've hit that 12 months, you are out of luck. And if you can't medically qualify to get back on a traditional supplement, you're kind of stuck. And so then we start trying to find the best of the worst, I guess.
Making a choice you really didn't want to make.
Right. Yeah. Unfortunately, these are going to get more prevalent. I think, I don't want to say the government is pushing it, but they want Medicare beneficiaries to have more skin in the game. Right now, if you have a supplement plan, you might pay your Part B deductible, which for this year is $203, which for those of us who have deductibles of, $7,000, $14,000, we're like $203 again.
Not bad.
I could just quit buying coffee. But other than that, Medicare supplements, as long as Medicare pays for it, then your supplement will cover it. So if you can afford it, those are absolutely the best plans. And if you're you're 65 and we signed you up for company A and now you're 68 and your premium's creeping up a little, because I guarantee it will, and you're still healthy, call and say, hey, even if it's $20 a month, let's see if we can find you something else, because they all pay the same way. So the longer that we can continue to keep you in an affordable range, someday you're going to be stuck. Because unfortunately, just the nature of aging, we're going to become unhealthier and we may end up on that plan. So
yeah. Also, as you get older, you really want to think less about those sorts of things than you did before, and you probably didn't want to start with. So having somebody help you personally, I think Liana would agree, whoever you have as an insurance provider, make sure you have a relationship with those people personally so that you can go ask. You haven't even touched on everything here.
Yeah.
So,
yep.
So you're not going to get that on a person on the phone who calls you,
exactly.
or you think you can handle it yourself on internet. I'm not even thinking that's a smart thing to do.
No, not at all. And, you can go, and I've had guys that come in or ladies and they sit down and they're like, well, I'm on this, but it's only because I, pushed a button and it's the first one that popped up. And so I don't even know what I have.
Yeah.
Please ask. Yeah. And I have clients that come in and they'll bring me their EOBs, their explanation of benefits, and they're like, I don't understand why I'm being charged this or why this didn't pay. And I'll sit down and go through that. And it's a service that we offer that not everyone does. You're never charged for something that I do for you. Our payments come from commission from the company that you're on. So whether it's Blue Cross or Mutual of Omaha or Physicians Mutual, all of the options, we have them. You're never going to get charged to come into our office and talk to us.
And by the way, I know personally that Liana did not get rich providing the government insurance.
No, Liana may need a rubber room someday. But
she's
you know what? I think that the government should pay you hourly for the amount of time you spend trying to educate somebody on what they're doing.
Yes,
but I'm sure they never will.
No, they will
never
not.
Will. All right, I think, folks, if you've been listening, you can tell that Liana knows what she's doing. Chip knows what he's doing. And they're working for you, even though you don't pay them directly.
That's right.
And that's the way they work at Nebraska Owners Insurance Agency. So
we do also, quickly, so we've got our office in Broken Bow. Mm-hmm. We have an office in Albion. So if you know of people, or you have family or friends or something that live east of here, an office in Lincoln as well. I travel to those offices, so we can set up things that are convenient for you. I'm happy to see I've got clients from Broken Bow that have been coming to Callaway or me coming over just personally to their homes for years, and so now we have that additional office at Tim's as well. So call any of the offices. If you Google Nebraska Owners Insurance, it pops up. It's got addresses and phone numbers and stuff for all of our locations.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
And thanks for coming in. We do ask you to do one thing before we let you go. We know you've got an appointment. Would you two guys, I should say gal and guys, do the knee knocker woods live read? Because Liana knows how to do those. And she also have kids that would probably want to go.
And I've been there. It's awesome.
Oh, have you? Uh-huh. Well, there you go. You can do a testimonial. Well, first off, we got to give away a couple of tickets, I think.
Oh, we got to do
in
that
association with this. Do you want to do that now too, or you
sure,
just
we can do that at the end of your live read.
Okay. All right.
This is all planned, folks. This has all been programmed out.
Sure.
Well, you've been there. I mean, I haven't been there. I talked to the guy who owns it and runs it and enjoyed that conversation, but just hearing about it, it sounds like quite the experience.
It is. And honestly, I can't tell you a whole lot because I think my kids were in front of me, one of them holding my hand with my, my face covered, because I don't get those creepy things are not up my alley, but I take my kids. So, yeah, it's a good time. The volunteers and stuff that they have that put that on are awesome to go out there.
If you're not familiar with it, it's located out around Gibbon, Nebraska. And it's an outdoor animatronic Halloween experience. They set it along an old wooded river that snakes through corn-planted agricultural land and features a somewhat unsettling stroll through the creepy woods to the place of an abandoned zombie-infested community. And one of the things that I enjoyed talking to the guy about who kind of started all of this, he was talking about someone who flew a private jet. Came from like California or somewhere, flew a private jet, landed at like Kearney or Grand Island, then drove to experience this, and I think has come back to do it. So that kind of tells you the quality of what this experience is like during the Halloween season. They're open during the month of October, and it's a lot of fun. Also, I believe that during the day now, they're kind of doing some special things for the younger kids. They kind of tone down the experience a little bit.
I would think you would have to.
Yeah.
Because it's scary.
Yeah. But if you're a grown person and just want to get scared,
braver than me,
which a lot of people do this time of year, I think it's an experience unlike any other that you will experience. So check it out at Knee-Knocker Woods just outside Gibbon, Nebraska. And I think that we have the opportunity to give someone a chance to win a couple of tickets to the event, too.
We're going to save those for the very end of the show.
That'll be fine.
That was in the planning program. I just saw that.
I do think you can get tickets online, I believe, which is what we did. And I don't know if that's on your notes or not. But I feel like we got them. I feel like we got them ahead of time, which
would help.
Because there are times I believe that they sell out of tickets, and because we waited in a line, which was fun because there's still other things going on while we waited to get in. So
here you go, knee-knockerwoods.com.
Okay,
thank you.
All right,
Brianna.
Go there, and you can check them out on Facebook as well. That'll give you the days and hours of operation and more details.
All right.
Cool.
Now, before we dismiss Liana.
Okay.
She is a coffee expert. She also likes sushi, but she mentioned that she drinks quite a bit of coffee because she stays up all night. She never goes to bed.
On the road all the time.
And she's on the road. And I know she's familiar with Brubaker's Coffee House and Gifts in Arnold.
Yes, I am.
Because you probably go over there and do some business.
I do.
Stop and have some coffee, maybe pick up some pastries.
Their gifts. I have lots of their decor in my house. Yup. I've won a couple of their free drinks because you get to put your name in on their little fishbowl that they draw out a free drink. So, yeah.
Yeah, so check it out, folks. They're open Tuesday through Friday, 8 to 5, open Saturday, 9 to 3. Brubaker's Coffee House and Gifts in Arnold, Nebraska. Also, something very popular is their Dark Canyon coffee and their Piper Leaf teas, and they're available for purchase now. So you can grab some to take home with you to keep the flavor going at home or at work. Again, it's Brubaker's Coffee House and Gifts in Arnold, Nebraska, open Tuesday through Friday, 8 to 5, open Saturday, 9 to 3.
I love the lavender honey coffee, which seems like a weird combination.
Yeah.
But that's my go-to, except this time of year it's pumpkin spice. Which I get a lot of crap for, but that's okay.
See, I think we should have Liana on the show because she travels everywhere. She's
there you go. Yeah.
What else do you want to know?
Yeah. Well, we know that Nebraska Land Hearing Center is ready to help us hear one another better. We'll talk about that in just a little bit. Also, we know that the food's good at the Tumbleweed Cafe. I think we can handle that.
Yes.
So, and the Callaway Good Life Center is looking for help, and I know you're close to that.
That's right. Yeah, by Brooke. That staff out there is awesome.
Yeah,
so
they're doing a great job. So we're going to let you go.
Okay.
I know you got to get going. It's good to see you.
You too. Thank you.
And do you mind if I continue to use? Would you rather me just go with the Nirvana thing rather than the lasagna thing?
It's whatever.
See, Brad, it's not a problem.
That's what I say to him a lot, too. Whatever, Dave.
I know.
Whatever, Dave.
Would it really matter anyway if I said?
Well, that's a good point.
If I didn't know you and know you have a good sense of humor, I probably wouldn't have went there to start with. Let me just put it that way. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
We'll take a time out. We'll come back and talk about a couple more things and close the show and give away those tickets to Knee Knockers. Stay tuned.
It's time to think farm safety. Always handle chemicals and pesticides carefully. Failure to follow instructions could cause a serious accident. Invest in a quality respirator and other PPE and wear them every time you handle farm chemicals. This week and every week in 2021, think and practice safety first.
Brought to you by Healing Hearts and Families, inviting the public to attend the 2021 Gala on October 16th. Get your tickets today.
Here's to days spent roaming, and to sleeping beneath the stars, to casting another line, and letting time float by. From Shadron State Park to Indian Cave State Park and every recreation area, historical, and state park in between. Here's to your adventures, your memories. Here's to 100 years of your Nebraska State Parks. Plan your next trip today at nebraskaparks100.org. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
At the Grocery Cart Meat Department, they're celebrating Pork Month with their awesome customers by offering great prices on pork products. Make sure you stop in soon to see all they carry. They're proud to have Hormel Natural Choice Pork, which is 100% natural with no antibiotics, no preservatives, and no added hormones. Today's pork is more sustainable than ever. A recent report found that U.S. pork contributed to only 1/3 of 1% of greenhouse gas emissions. Pork provides protein, B vitamins, and thiamine to our diets. Plus, it's naturally low in sodium. The United States is the third largest pork-producing country, and one market hog provides 371 servings of pork. The Grocery Cart is happy to offer you quality pork products, including pork butt, Boston butt pork roast, pork loins, pork chops, and of course, their own pork breakfast sausage. Grocery Cart wishes you a happy Pork Month and hopes to see you at the meat department soon.
Hi everyone, this is your local channel technical agronomist Kathy Sones. Now that harvest is beginning in Nebraska, I thought it would be helpful to spend a minute sharing some trends we're seeing here in the West. Early yields look promising, and that is largely due to our seedsmen recommending the best product and trait package for each of their customer fields. They base this on crop rotation, soils, and management needs. I'm excited to see our new XtendFlex beans, as they've been displaying great stress tolerance and standability given the heat and dry conditions this summer. I'm also looking forward to seeing how our newer corn hybrids perform. Several are showing excellent ear flex and adaptability and have taken advantage of the extra GDUs we've received this season. This is your local channel technical agronomist Kathy Sones. From all of us at Channel, have a safe harvest. To get local harvest results from Channel sent to you by text or email, sign up at channel.com/yield.
9 before the hour. Good to have you along. We did receive a question from Lola at Chapin's on the chat box. And for some reason, once we got the chat box up and going this morning, it required us to reload it to be able to make any comments back. And so we just have a couple up there now. Steve, good morning to you as well. And then I did respond to Lola's question about a possible product that she could carry at the store.
Oh.
You remember we received those trimming kits, man's trimming kits last week?
Yep.
Interesting story there, real quick. We're running out of time here, but this is, again, what happens with marketing. I believe, Brent, that this company somehow heard or saw on the video us talking about needing our noses and our ears trimmed.
Oh.
As getting older, you know, talking about that. And the company actually sent those to us.
Oh, to get free advertising?
Yes,
Oh,
because I
okay.
had a gentleman tell me that he was watching the show on Facebook that day.
Oh.
And now he's getting ads from that company on his phone.
Are you serious?
I'm serious.
Really?
Yes.
That is interesting.
So, which is kind of scary because now I know he's all trimmed up.
Oh, well,
His ears and his nose are clean. But,
bet.
well,
Good.
maybe he didn't buy one. I don't know.
Yeah, hard to tell.
But anyway, an update on that. And Lola, I don't know if those would sell in your store or not, but you could give it a try. It could be a special department you have there. Let's talk a little bit about Nebraska Land Hearing Center real quick. I wonder if when you're watching TV, you know, you can set your TV now to where you get on any movie the actual words at the bottom of the screen.
Yeah,
right?
closed captioning.
Yeah. Are you doing that more? Because you can't hear what's going on, because TV is tough anymore. You get the action scenes, and it's really, really loud. And if you turn it to where it's not too loud for that, you cannot hear the actual voice, the conversation sometimes. Now, is that the TV or is it your ears?
Good question.
Can we go to a place and find out?
You can, and that place would be the Nebraska Land Hearing Center. Roxanne is a board-certified hearing instrument specialist with over 30 years of experience, and they're offering some special pricing on things right now, offering things like a free hearing evaluation, free extended warranties on new hearing aids, extended discounts for both hearing specials and just buying local. There's no need traveling to Lincoln or Omaha or Denver or any of the big cities, because when it comes to your hearing, Roxanne sells the top technology available in the world right here in Broken Bow. And when you deal with her, you know you're going to get that good local service with free follow-up care and office visits. So to find out more, make an appointment today by calling 308-384-3852, 308-384-3852, located downtown Broken Bow in the Broken Bow Chamber building.
Oh, my goodness. Now we just received a message from someone selling some sort of virus for herpes. So
what?
Virus medicine for herpes is now on our chat box.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this world is going to...
moving right along.
Let me just mention Tumbleweed Cafe,
yes.
where you can go and relax and have a home-cooked meal, and they won't follow up with an ad on your phone.
No.
They'll just feed you while you're there. You actually get mashed potatoes and gravy and pork and chicken and beef and green beans and corn and daily specials and a buffet on Sunday, and you can rent their party room, and you'll get waited on, or you can drive through. And they won't follow up with any extra additional chat or advertising. You can just go in and eat at the Tumbleweed because it's a good home-cooked meal that you get with good people who won't harass you after you eat there.
Absolutely.
At the Tumbleweed Cafe, open 7 days a week. They have shortened up their evenings just a little bit due to staff requirements, which everybody's going through. But they're there to serve you. The folks that work there want to take care of you, and Carmen is there to make sure that happens. Be sure and stop in the Tumbleweed Cafe anytime and enjoy a good home-cooked style meal.
I want to remind you about a great event coming up this Thursday, October 7th. We encourage you to go on out to the Sand Hills Journick National Scenic Byway Barn because they're going to be hosting their pie contest. You can enter your pie into the contest. You can do that from 7:30 to 3 during the day, Thursday, October 7th. Drop your entries off at the barn, and then the contest judging will start at 3:15 on Thursday afternoon, October 7th. To enter, you need to make an 8-inch 2-crust fruit or fall pie in a disposable tin. Crust can be pie crust or cracker crust. Topping can be pie crust or crumb topping, no soft pies, it says. Pies will then be judged on overall taste and appearance. One winner will be the pie champion for 2021 and get their name on the plaque that hangs right there at the Red Barn. And if you don't want to make a pie, but if you're like us and you love pie, you can come be a part of the day and pick up a slice of pie. And they'll be serving that for $3, a la mode for $4. They'll be serving from 3:30 to close. All of that at the Sand Hills Journick National Scenic Byway Barn Pie Contest this Thursday, October 7th.
Thank you, Brent. Also wanted to mention that they are needing some help. We talked about it with Liana. The Callaway Good Life Center. Brooke is there to talk to you about coming to work for this great team that takes care of good people at the Callaway Good Life Center.
Yes, they have several positions currently open. Some of the positions open in their dietary department include a full-time cook aide for morning-evening combination, part-time evening aide position, 10 to 20 hours weekly, and also looking for a part-time weekend cook, either mornings or evenings. Also, they are currently hiring CNAs, LPNs, and RNs. They have openings for day and night shifts, offer competitive pay, and provide benefit opportunities for full-time staff. And the Callaway Good Life Center is hiring a transportation driver for their resident transportation needs. This is a part-time position, and they're also looking for help in the housekeeping and laundry department as well. For more information, contact 836-2267, and you can also go to their website and print out an application.
I will take the second caller at 872-2801 for the Knee Knocker Tickets giveaway, but you must be outside of Broken Bow to call. You must be outside of Broken Bow to call 872-2801 and get yourself a couple of tickets. I'll also ask you to stay on the line because I need to get some information for the will call that you'll have when you get there. Second caller at 872-2801 must be outside of Broken Bow to win. How's that work, Brett?
Works good for me.
I can't tell you what a pleasure it's been to work with you today.
Nah, the pleasure's been all mine.
This is National Do Something Nice Day, and I got to tell you, you're nice.
Oh, thanks, Dave.
We'll answer the phone and close the show and talk to you tomorrow at 7:30.
All right, see you then.
See you then, Brent. It's been really nice.
Oh, yes.